The GHSA State Football Championships are presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to buckle up, Georgia, and buckle up now because we are back for the 6A State Championship game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta as the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets at 14-0 have come north to take on the Woodward Academy War Eagles. And good evening. I'm Matt Stewart, joined by former Auburn Tigers All-American, NFL first-round draft pick, and 15-year pro Wayne Gandy. And Wayne, there was a time in this state back in the 90s when Thomas County Central ran this state. They won 5 state titles in 6 years, but tonight they're playing for their first since 1997. Woodward Academy's been close over the last decade, quarterfinals and semifinals, never able to get over the hump. Tonight they're going for their first state title since 1980.
And when you look at this game, Matt, we got one team that drove about 300 miles to get here. The other drove about 10. Excitement in the air. 6A championship here. Two talented team trying to take home the trophy.
Let's start with Thomas County Central. They're led by their head coach, Justin Rogers. He made his bones as an offensive coordinator. He was the OC a decade ago when Griffin won the state title, became a head coach. He's still a great offensive mastermind. They average 40 points per game, but it's the running back, Trey Brenton, he says, is the straw that stirs the drink.
A violent runner running between the tackles, only about 200 pounds, but he is violent. He wears you down as the game goes on, and then he sneaks that little great footwork in to make you miss. He is the key to their offense. They got to get him going early.
Defense is where the real story is with Thomas County Central. They're giving up only 8 points per game. Their safety, D. Reddick, 4-star, rated as high as number 3 safety in the country. He's already committed as a junior to your alma mater, Wayne, the Auburn Tigers.
War Eagle there to you, D. The eraser. This young man, he can play in the box, but key for him tonight is covering out in the open. Can he tackle these talented receivers of Woodward Academy?
Now, their head coach, John Hunt, for Woodward Academy, once worked with Steve Spurrier. They go with 2 quarterbacks this season. Out of necessity, Griffin Marshall was the starter. He's battled injuries. Landon Walker, who's been offered by Louisville of Pitt, the junior, stepped in and played so well. They'll play both of them tonight. We expect Walker to get the start.
A lot on his shoulders tonight, part of that 2-quarterback system. His main goal tonight is to keep plays alive. Look down the field, distribute the ball to these 3- and 4-star big receivers that he has and keep this offense moving.
And I know you love to block defensive ends back in the day. Woodward Academy's got one in the junior class, rated as high as the number 4 defensive lineman in the country, London Merritt, who's already got 41 offers.
6'3", 230, great get off, great pass rusher. Tonight, his physicality, playing inside with penetration, is trying to stop this run game of Thomas County Central.
Woodward Academy and Thomas County Central getting ready to do battle here for the 6A State Championship. And what a day we've already had. Perry winning their first ever state title about 45 minutes ago. Pierce County, Stetson Bennett's Alma winning the state championship in a 3-overtime shootout over Rockmart. And we expect a great game here tonight as Woodward Academy and Thomas County Central meet with the 6A championship on the line. Woodward Academy won the toss. They have deferred, so that means that Thomas County Central will be on offense first. Now, we talked about their running back, Wayne, but their quarterback, a sophomore, Jalen Johnson for Thomas County Central, has played with great poise, and he's a big kid at 6'3", 200 pounds.
6'3", 197, can look over the defense, has a strong arm. Key for him tonight is his ability to move around in the pocket, keep plays alive, throw that little extra in there to throw this defense off, because Woodward Academy comes in this game only giving up 11 points on defense.
And there's their head coach, Justin Rogers. What a job he has done in 2 short seasons. 26-1. He says their success is like a good gumbo. Lots of great players buying in, the administration wanting to do things the right way, able to bring in his own staff. And he's got this team on the verge of a state title if they can win tonight. The opening kickoff is brought to you by Buckle Up Georgia. Buckle Up Georgia, seatbelts save lives, and we are off and running at the bins. Taken at the 1-yard line. Return across the 30 and the 40, the 50. Finally caught at the 35-yard line. Big time return for Thomas County Central. 59 yards on the play.
D. Reddick right here, the 4-star, getting the party going early. Great blocking up front, and now showing you the speed right here. Only one man to beat, trying to get to the end zone. Great start for Thomas County Central.
Yeah, and we failed to mention he's a great kick returner too, but he took care of that for us. He said it before we could say it. 59-yard return for D. Reddick. What an athlete. He'll be playing on that back line. He'll be doing a lot of things for Thomas County Central tonight. Now the Yellow Jackets on offense for the first time, and there's Jalen Johnson, the 6'3", 197 sophomore. Thrown for close to 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And there's the big back, Trey Brenton, bruising his way all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Nice block out on the edge by Abe Smith, the senior receiver, holding that block a long time right there for his teammate out in space. And this young man right here, Brenton, he's going to look up any and everybody on defense with physicality.
That's a 20-yard pickup for Brenton. He looks bigger than 5'10", 195 to me. Gonna get the rock again. Another big hole to the end zone in 2 plays. Thomas County Central on top. 59-yard kick return by Reddick. Back-to-back 20-yard runs by Trey Brenton. And the Yellow Jackets score in 21 seconds.
Great blocking here on the right side. Blocking down Malachi Thomas, the big tight end, holding his block. That was key to letting Brenton get to the outside. Nice job reading those blocks. That right side of the offensive line caving down the War Eagles.
Drew Renault is on for the PAT. Hayden Morales, the holder, and the kick is up and good. And Woodward Academy, you've been thunderstruck. Thomas County Central jumps out to a 7-0 lead.
Big energy right there. Ty Brown, Owen Petrie blocking down. Look at number 2 right there, Malachi Thomas. Great block by the big tight end to spring Brenton into the end zone.
Wow, what a start for Thomas County Central. Traveled probably further than anybody else to get to the state championship this year. And the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign scoring drive, 2 plays, 40 yards, with a big assist on the 59-yard opening kick return by D. Reddick.
Great job of responding to the energy that D. Reddick gave him with that kickoff return. Gave you the short field. Was able to get there on that right side with 2 big runs, establish what they came into this game, physicality up front and playing with the energy of their coach, Coach Rogers.
Justin Rogers, after the OC at Griffin, the head coach at Jones County, head coach at Colquitt County, now the head coach at Thomas County Central, going for his 98th career win tonight. And now we'll see how Woodward responds. You see the young buck, Josiah Abdullah, one of the top junior wide receivers in the country, standing deep for the War Eagles. And Thomas County Central got the noisemakers in the building. They were told you can't bring them. They brought them anyway. Kick is taken from the 6. Abdullah trying to clear through the edge and going to get cut down at the 15-yard line. Clayton Hutto with a big special teams tackle right there.
Nice job of Hutto staying in his lane to the outside, just not going to let Josiah Abdullah get to the outside to make that play. Nice tackle there by the senior.
And there is the junior quarterback, Landon Walker. The numbers for Walker and Marshall are nearly identical. 61% completion for Walker, 1,127 yards, 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, splitting duty with the senior Griffin Marshall. Empty set for the War Eagles. Ball goes out on the edge to Grice, the commitment to Wake Forest. He picks up 1 on the reception. And here's a look at Woodward Academy on offense, and the center, Bradley Smith. He's the key. He's the commitment to Duke. He's battled some hamstring injuries. If they can keep him in the lineup tonight, that will be big for the War Eagles. And then Farrington, their running back, their top rusher, right at 1,000 yards, 17 offers, including Arkansas.
The horns are blowing out. I feel like I'm out on the highway. Are we on 75 out here? The horns are going hard for Thomas County Central.
Either that or we're watching Argentina versus Italy in the World Cup, one or the other. And the pass is incomplete. trying to go to Jerome Bettis Jr. You might remember the name as we continue the tour of Wayne Gandy's former players and their kids and the games that Wayne is calling.
Mr. Bettis Jr., what a big-time prospect he is at 6'3", 195, out on the edge, right there on that pass. Tight coverage by Devin Ross. Landon Walker's going to have to bring that down, even for the big target of Bettis.
3rd down and 9 coming up for Woodward Academy. Slant route caught by Grice in stride, 1st down. Ben Grice been a big-time wide receiver for the War Eagles. Pick up a big firstie right there on 3rd and 9.
Nice job there by Grice, working out of the slot right there on Tywin Christopher, the linebacker. Great job of leading him up the field by Walker. Nice throwing catch by that Woodward offense.
Committed to the Demon Deacons back on May 6th. Walker scrambling, coming to the near side, gonna step out of bounds at the 35. Got back to the line of scrimmage.
You really got the feeling, talking to Coach Rogers, this is the aspect Landon Walker brings that kind of scares him to most. When you go with Griffin Marshall, he's more of a pocket passer. Landon Walker and his creativity, his ability to improvise is what's key for him having success.
2nd down and 10. Walker, wide throw. It's caught out there at the 34-yard line, and a 1st down. Nice play there by the War Eagles as the ball went on the edge to RJ, or make that Lucas Farrington, the running back. Here's a look at Thomas County Central on defense. Cameron Brooks, the defensive end, is a 4-star, rated as high as the #9 prospect in Georgia in the class of 2025. They get a lot of tackles out of their linebackers, and there, of course, is D. Reddick. Ball goes to Grice on the outside, makes another catch. Grice is going to get a lot of catches tonight, it looks like. That's his 3rd already.
Nice job. Beautiful route here by Grice. This is what he is just known to do, out on the edge, just an out route, great hands. Good coverage there by Jimmy Dawson. Almost undercutting that for an interception, but nice throw and catch once again from Walker to Grice.
2nd down and 6. All 3 of Landon Walker's completions have gone to Ben Grice. Pass across the middle and broken up, trying to squeeze it in there to Abdullah. And that was broken up by Tywin Christopher, the linebacker.
Really testing these linebackers early on. Are these receivers working out of the slot right here, coming into your screen, trying to get that quick release? Just a little behind right there is Walker, trying to get that to Abdullah. Want to lead him upfield on that quick slant inside at the slot.
Here's Griffin Marshall over on the sideline. We expect to see him in this game, but he has really battled injuries this season, including a shoulder injury in the quarterfinals against Gainesville just a couple of weeks ago. It's 3rd down and 6. Walker looking, gonna try to run it, and he gets stopped. Great pursuit by that Thomas County Central defense, and Caleb Anderson, their Mike linebacker, making that tackle.
Great job right here in the open field by Caleb Anderson. Feeling the pressure here is Walker, but just can't. The tackling machine, the throwback middle linebacker, Caleb Anderson, a little undersized, but he has huge big game for this team at that linebacker spot.
Jonah Blum on to punt from his 36. He's a really good punter. They got a really good kicking game at Woodward Academy. Blum pumps it down the field. Reddick's going to take it at the 12-yard line. Got to watch out when Mr. Excitement gets his hands on the ball. You better tackle him the first time you get to him. He ends up getting a 9-yard return after the 40-yard punt by Blum. And Wayne, let's take a look at your Breda Pest Management keys to the game when the Yellow Jackets have the ball.
When Thomas County has the ball, they got to hit some shots. With the way they can run the ball, play action is going to be there. Not just take the shots, they have to hit them down the field. And for this Woodward Academy defense, be physical. You can't let Trey Brenton feel like he's just going to run you over. He wants to wear you down. These safeties, Bettis and Hurd, are going to have to come in the box and make some plays.
War Eagles giving up 11.3 points per game. They fell behind 14-0 to Douglas County in the semifinals, and they were able to settle down, make the adjustments, and come up with the big win on the road, 24-21. That was Christian Bell, the nose, who made the tackle there, the TFL for the War Eagles. Here's Thomas County Central on offense. Ward hires Braswell, Peachtree, and Brown up front. And then Trey Brenton, we told you about, Trayvon Pringle, and Malachi Thomas, the wide receiver / tight end. He's been offered by Troy, Kennesaw State, UAB, and Charlotte. Pass is going to be a screen. And that's Pringle, who we just mentioned, Trayvon Pringle, the sophomore. And he's going to get it up to the 27-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and short.
Nice play design here by offense coordinator Joe Thornton. A little swing pass into the screen, kick out blocked by the left tackle, get up in the alley with the physicality that you will see. These are some big receivers. Thomas County, Abe Smith, 195, Pringle, 195. Big bodies to throw to and can run in traffic.
That was the 33rd catch of the season for Pringle. Flag out as they hand the ball off to Brenton. He gets stonewalled there at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 4th down pending the penalty call. Illegal shift is going to be the call. Keith Hammond is our referee. And there's the rest of the crew working this 6A final.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is refused. 4th down.
So 4th down, and it looks as if Woodward Academy has forced Thomas County Central into a punting situation here.
Great job on that first play by Christian Bell. Those are the kind of plays Woodward has to have. Negative plays, penetration, stopping the run game, put the pressure on Jalen Johnson and these receivers to come up on 3rd and long, and on that down, having a legal shift, couldn't make it.
Booming punt off the foot of Morales, and Ben Grice going to fair catch it at the 33. And both of these teams have really good kicking games. We've seen teams with no kicking games. We got a game here. Both teams have great kicking games. We'll step aside as we go to timeout.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
High school seniors, your Georgia Match letters have been mailed and the possibilities are endless. Visit your student dashboard on gafutures.org to see which of the 45 colleges and universities made your list and claim your spot today.
This is my family. Everyone on my team knows that we're going to fight, we're going to be relentless, we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to be determined to get a great result. Mabra Law.
Only in Cartersville, Bartow. 3 Smithsonian-affiliated museums, Barnsley Resort, and an authentic downtown full of unique restaurants and shops. The perfect destination for a memorable staycation, only in Cartersville, Bartow.
Come over here.
Thomas County Central leading Woodward Academy 7-0. War Eagles getting ready to go back on offense. Matt Stewart, Wayne Gandy. And Wayne, let's welcome Nikki Noto-Palmer to the party here at the bench.
Hello, Nikki.
Hey there, guys. Well, look, Thomas County Central isn't unfamiliar when it comes to hitting the road. Coach Rogers did not bat an eye this week when he told us his team has never played a road game. Here's what he meant by that. It all started back in the summer where they traveled all over for 7-on-7 summer camps, which included not only the long hours of travel, but also waiting around until they got the chance to play. So because of those logistics alone, by the time the regular season came into play, those away games, they've been a cakewalk. Here are the numbers, though. The Yellow Jackets traveled overall 865 miles in the regular season, and the last 4 away games, y'all, accounted for 787 miles. So Coach Rogers told us, hey, when the game kicks off, not only are we going to outnumber all the fans, but we're also going to be louder than everyone else and everywhere else we've ever played. So the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you guys, it is not an away game. And let me tell you, it is loud down here. It literally sounds like Yellow Jackets are buzzing all through this house.
Oh, maybe they are. There they are. They're the culprits right there. Well, you're right about that. They even had a game this season where the opposing team complained about the crowd noise. It said, the referee said, we got to tell the band to shut up, and Rogers said the band's not playing. It's our fans. Pass is thrown to Grice. Oh, nearly made a spectacular catch at the 44, but the ground forced the incompletion.
Good job there, Walker, moving around in the pocket, buying time. Coming on a crossing route there was Grice, just not able to connect with him on that, set his feet to throw the ball. See the frustration right there in Coach Hunt's face. He know he had an open receiver in Grice out there in the flat.
13th season as the head coach. 6 of those 12 seasons, they've made it as deep as the quarterfinals or the semifinals. He was an all-SEC lineman at Florida. Had a brief stint in the National Football League. He's coached with Steve Spurrier. Guy's been around. He's coached a lot of football. He's coached a lot of talent. And that's a big-time play by the Thomas County Central defense. Going to force Woodward Academy to punt.
Nice job there. Jaden Rubo coming up, and they have the kind of speed at the linebacker position to contend with Landon Walker. That's the key to this game. These guys are more like safeties. They're built in that safety frame. They can cover, get out in space. And right now, that ability is running down Walker.
You're no doubt about that. I mean, you take a look at the weights across that linebacking line. 185, 190, 195. Built more like safeties. Kick is blocked. It almost looked like Blum didn't even see him come through. And a big block kick by Walter Reddick. He almost took it right off his foot.
It looks like he got caught in between. He came so free there over the center. Doing a good job not to run into him. He almost lost here. Came so free. Great job. Knocked the ball down. I think that's a fumble. More than a block. He hit the ball before he even kicked it.
Walter Reddick, their defensive lineman, 36 tackles, 12.5 TFL, couple of sacks, and a huge play here in the state championship game to give the Yellow Jackets the ball at the 21-yard line. Yellow Jackets looking to go up 2 scores here halfway through the first quarter. And that was the first carry of the game from Ahmad Ponder. As you take a look at Woodward Academy on defense, Merritt, the guy we talked about already, Hughes and Bell, Wofford up front. In that linebacking core, you got the Mike linebacker, Andrew Hines, who's committed to Wake Forest. And R.J. Harrison, that's Rodney Harrison's son, the NFL star, Jerome Bettis, C.J. Hurd, Jay Hood. As the ball is thrown downfield, completed at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Thomas County Central. It's not taking them long at all to score. Malachi Thomas with the touchdown catch and run. And the Yellow Jackets have a 13-0 lead.
Great route here by Malachi Thomas. The speed of this route to stay right in the eyesight of Jalen Johnson when he turns his head around the big target, 6'4", 221. And you can see how physical he is when he get around that goal line with that kind of size.
Renault on for the PAT, and he drills it through 14-0. So that's consecutive two-play drives, Wayne, for Woodward Academy after they came up with a big special teams play to jumpstart the drive.
The patience here by Thomas on that backside drag route there, out in space, big target, making those numbers big for his quarterback, Jalen Johnson right there. R.J. Harrison trying to bring him down around the goal line. Tough task when you're giving up about 50 pounds in that situation. But nice read there by Johnson on the rollout, as we talked about with that height. Great height at 6'3" as a sophomore to be able to see things down the field.
9th touchdown catch of the season for Thomas. And Thomas County Central has jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Woodward Academy still trying to get things going. But I don't know that the War Eagles going to panic just yet. They were in a similar situation on the road in the semifinals, fell behind 14-0 to Douglas County, came back and won that game 24-21.
And Coach Hunt talked about his team being resilient. They just keep fighting. They don't ever lose their poise. They really feel like in any place, at any point, they can come back and win.
Well, they've dug themselves a hole right here, but still plenty of time to get out of it, as the kick is going to be picked up by Abdullah at the 1-yard line. And Abdullah tippy-toes up there, not going to get to the 15. So once again, poor field position and a little extracurriculars there at the end of the play. As we take a look at the Breda Pest Management keys to the game when the War Eagles have the ball.
Taking care of the football. So far in the playoffs, only 1 turnover for Woodward. They have to be key with that tonight, especially throwing the ball down the field. And for Thomas County Central, tackling in space, mainly on Landon Walker, as we talked about. His ability to extend plays out in space, run the ball. So far, so good with these linebackers being able to do that of Thomas County.
Landon Walker 4 of 7 for 37 yards in his first 2 possessions of the game. Bryce in motion behind the line. And they're going to throw a screen out there to Abdullah. And he's going to get about 6 on the play. Donnell Jester, the safety, making the tackle. And it's going to be 2nd down.
And we see the pattern so far in this game that the War Eagles are consistently feeling like they're going to test this secondary, getting the ball out. They have talented receivers trying to get them out in space right there. That's just a long extended handoff to Abdullah out on the edge.
2nd down and 4. Walker going to run up in the hole and come close to the 1st down. The initial spot is a 1st down. I think if they review this, he might be a little bit short. If you go back and look and see where the knee was and the ball was. Where's the ball when the knee hits the ground? It's going to be close. They move the sticks, say it's a 1st down.
Didn't feel comfortable getting the ball down the field. Not a lot of pressure, and right there, a little short.
Yeah, I think
where that knee hit.
Yeah,
it was definitely a little short there when the knee hit the ground.
A number of times during this state championship tournament, they have reviewed the spot, but they're not reviewing this. So Woodward Academy gets a break. In the middle, Grice again, 4th catch of the game for Grice, as Reddick makes the tackle over the shoulder.
Once again, a beautiful route by Ben Grice, working out of the slot, this time against D. Reddick. Good protection up front. Nice quick release, getting the ball, this time doing a better job leading him up the field so Reddick could not get back into play.
Woodward quickly back up to the line. Pump fake, gun wide open, missed his man. My goodness, Roman Stamps had sprung open down the sideline, and Walker missed him that time.
Nice route there, staying out wide is Stamps. Good protection. You could see going with a little pump action. It's just too high on the throw there to Stamps out on the edge. You could see the frustration in him. He knew he was open, touchdown possibility. Just got to deliver him the ball.
What a tournament we've had here so far. We've got Coffee and Creekside tomorrow. We've got Milton and Walton tomorrow. We've got Cedar Grove and Savannah Christian tomorrow. Best 3 days of football in the entire country. Quarterback sack. Walker gets dropped, and that's Cameron Brooks, the sophomore sensation, with the quarterback sack.
Write down that name, Cameron Brooks, the young sophomore, 6'4", 225, working inside right there on the right tackle. Ryland Holder just pressing him back. But what an impressive young sophomore that young man is. He's a 4-star. You got to keep your eye on someone at that age already with that kind of size.
He's rated as high as the #2 edge rusher in the country for the class of 2026. You see he's got 19 offers, including the Florida Gators. Again, Grice. Grice is their steady Eddie. And Grice all the way down to the 45-yard line. Not size-wise, but always seeming to come up with the clutch catch. Reminds me of Hunter Teal from Walton, doesn't he?
Definitely working inside, working out of that slot once again, reading the quarterback, reading the pressure there. Caleb Anderson, the linebacker, committing. Grice coming underneath the coverage with a quick slant and a nice find once again, becoming the security blanket here for Walker in this game.
5 catches, 57 yards already for Ben Grice here in the first quarter. But can Walton, or rather Woodward, cash in? Farrington on the carry down to the 40-yard line, gets 5 on the play.
Very capable running back in Farrington, phenomenal athlete, 5'10", 190 junior. Great out in space. Look for him to start making plays. The way that they're throwing the ball out on the edge, it should open up as this game goes on for Lucas Farrington.
Coach John Hunt says the biggest thing with Farrington has been his yards after contact. Been remarkable. Got great ball skills, could play wide receiver. 2nd down and 5 from the 40. Wide shot goes to Farrington, breaks not out of the tackle. Caleb Anderson was able to finish it off, although Farrington threatened to slip out of it.
And that's what this linebacking core, the challenge they're going to present here all night long. These linebackers can play out in space. They have that safety side. Look at the speed right there. Caleb Anderson, closing speed, good tackle, getting back into the legs there and bringing down one of the harder guys for Woodward in Lucas Farrington.
Yeah, I am so impressed with this Thomas County Central linebacking core. They are really getting after it.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Roman Stamps, number 11, trying to get a jump right there. And Coach Hunt knows against this kind of defense, especially on the back end, not a lot of big names, but the ability to cover for Thomas County Central makes it hard on these 3rd and longs.
Now it's 3rd down and 10 as we approach 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. Been all Thomas County Central. Walker dances around trying to avoid the pressure, keeps his eyes open downfield, gonna throw. That ball was tipped as he threw. And it's gonna be incomplete, 4th down.
Big time pressure there. Cameron Brooks off the edge, a young sophomore. Just not letting Landon Walker set up at all. Watch number 9 coming to your screen with the initial pressure there. Almost gets the sack, and then just the speed as we continue to talk about of this defense. They can run step for step with Landon Walker. That's not something he's probably used to this season, where these guys, when they break on him, applying the pressure and not able to make plays down the field.
Yeah, you got to think that Woodward Academy right now is thinking that Thomas County Central is playing with like 14 guys. They're so fast, they're covering the whole field. And the punt, Reddick just fakes everybody out. And let's see where they're going to spot it out. Way on the other side of the field at the 31 by Blum, pardon me. And that's only a 15-yard kick. So perhaps he was a little bit rattled by that block on the previous punt.
Now this War Eagle defense has to wake up. They have to match the tempo of the Yellow Jackets. That's the one thing you see in this game so far in this first quarter. All the energy, all the tempo on both sides of the ball. Thomas County is winning Woodward has to wake up, especially defensively, and start making some plays.
Yeah, Thomas County Central's run only 7 plays. Woodward's run 20. Thomas County Central, all their plays have been big and scoring plays. Brenton again. And Brenton this time is going to get stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard on the play. That was Amari Irvin, the freshman linebacker.
And I think you're going to get a face mask right there, or pull the helmet off at the end of that play there by the young freshman Irving. Right at the end, you could see the helmet get pulled off right in front of the white cap.
Personal foul, face mask on a defensive team. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
All right, a little pitch sweep, trying to get to the outside. Nice read by Irving to make him go back inside. And right here at the finish, just kind of pull, as you can see, that small yank pulling the helmet off. Probably was ripping at the ball, trying to pull the ball off, but caught the front of that face mask and pulled it off there of Trey Brenton.
Gives him a first down at the 46 as Brenton gets it again. And once again, that's Amari Irvin in on the tackle. He's already got 13 offers. He's a 9th grader. Georgia's offered. North Carolina's offered. He's the son of former Michigan State running back Cedric Irvin.
6 feet, 190 freshman. Coach Hunt raved about his ability and his impact on the team this year, that he's been one of those key contributors for their success.
That was the final play of the first quarter. Thomas County Central. They came ready to play. They hit the ground running. 14-0 from the opening kickoff, leading to 2 touchdowns, a block punt in between. Yellow Jackets are buzzing.
While we've got a quick break in the action, did you know that the same area of just one football field can contain up to 95 termite colonies? That's why you need Breda Pest Management to defend your home. Breda, the official pest control of high school football.
At TELUS Science Museum, the magic of discovery is larger than life. With tons of interactive exhibits and stunning visuals, come experience the magic of TELUS.
Go for landing, over.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
I've been checking food labels for years. I like to buy local and I like to buy healthy for my family. So I started checking the labels on our clothes too. Did you know synthetic fibers like polyester are pretty much made of oil? No thanks. I look for cotton now, which grows right here in Georgia, a major source of the world's cotton. Cotton is natural, renewable, sustainable, and buying cotton supports Georgia farmers. Good enough for me and my family.
This is my family. Everyone on my team knows that we're going to fight, we're going to be relentless, we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to be determined to get a great result. Mabra Law.
14-0 Thomas County Central out in front of Woodward Academy here in the 6A state championship game as we head to the second quarter. During the timeout, our referee Keith Hammond was over there talking to Justin Rogers. Complaints coming from the Woodward Academy side about the noise, the horns that are blowing.
Matt, if I drive 4 hours, maybe I will blow my horn a little. Good luck, Coach. Rogers trying to control this many people.
What's he
Thomas
supposed
County
to do?
is in the house. You can see there's a lot of fans. I don't know what Coach Rogers is supposed to do. And I think that's what he's saying. What am I supposed to do at this point in the game?
So we'll see. I haven't heard any public address announcement about it. But maybe we're getting ready to, I think the referee's getting ready to make the announcement. It's not going to be a popular announcement with half the crowd.
May I have your attention, please? The Georgia High School Association prohibits artificial noisemakers.
Yeah, I don't think that's a popular statement, Matt.
Use of these noisemakers will result in a penalty charged against the offending team.
And they just blow the horns louder. Nikki, what you got down there?
Guys, these fans, I don't know if I should be laughing at this, but they don't care. I have seen a few expletives coming from their hands, if you know what I mean. I also saw the cheer coordinators throwing some little ones noisemakers up into the crowd, so good luck trying to get them all taken away is all I'm saying.
Well, they just missed a chance at a big play right there as Pringle threw the pass downfield, and Abe Smith fell down. He wanted a flag on the play, not going to get it. So, I mean, I think we all know who's blowing, but how do you prove who they're blowing the horns for or against? I think that's the big question there. I think we all know, but how do you prove it? 3rd down and 10. We proceed. Jalen Johnson on the scramble, and Johnson going to run for the first down and more, and Johnson showing off his wheels and his muscle. How about that for a stiff arm?
And as we talked about with Jalen Johnson, the young sophomore with the big body, he is athletic. He really works a lot from the pocket, can see down the field, and this is the aspect that you expect next year in his senior year. He's going to show a little more. He is very athletic, and as you can see, is physical right there at the end of that run down the field.
35-yard pickup to the 19-yard line, and Thomas County Central threatening to grab a 3-touchdown lead early in this game. And Brenton on the run, maybe just 1 yard on the play right there. Tackle made by Aiden Hughes, the defensive tackle for Woodward Academy.
This Thomas County Central offense comes in averaging right at 40 points a game, so they are very capable of ringing up the scoreboard. It's a little unconventional at times. They don't have whopping numbers, but they're very efficient with their plays.
2nd down and 9 in the middle, caught, and Pringle down to the 2. And that'll give the Yellow Jackets 1st and goal to go.
Nice route there by Trayvon Pringle, working out of the slot, coming underneath. Look at the protection in the pocket. The throw from just throwing a strike in there to his big target, Pringle.
15-yard pickup. Yellow Jackets just wearing out the War Eagles right now. Johnson on the snap right to him and muscles down to the 1. The ball nearly popped out, and Irvin nearly got on top of it. I think Irvin was tugging at it as he was going down and flipping over in the air.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson getting away with it right here. You got to have better ball security. 2 hands on the ball as you try to get into the end zone.
And Jalen Johnson this time just steps right on through and scores the touchdown. 20-0.
Came into this game with 12 rushing touchdowns. Is Johnson now number 13, just getting behind that big left side over there of Hires, Ward, and following the fullback McDowell into the end zone.
Renault on for the PAT, and there's the easy touchdown run right there for Johnson. And the kick up and perfect. 21-0 Thomas County Central, just 13.5 minutes into this game.
Great execution of an offense, big play. Jalen Johnson on the scramble, working downfield, receivers catching balls, backs falling forward. Shocker going on so far in this game. 21-0 the Yellow Jackets.
All right, let's take a look at the Thomas County Central resume. It's brought to you by DBHDD. Learn about safe usage of prescription opioids. DBHDD. Overall 14-0. The Region 1 6A champs at 5-0. Final regular season ranking in the GPB 6A top 10. They were number 2. Gainesville was number 1. Gainesville out in the quarterfinals. 5 state championships, and they all came in a 6-year span under Ed Pilcher. 92, 93, 94. The 1 year they didn't was 95, 96, and 97. But they haven't won one since. They are 5-1 all time in this, their 7th state finals. Justin Rogers was at Colquitt County when he took the Thomas County Central job. Said he and his wife used to always drive through Thomasville on their way to the beach and said, you know, this would be a good place to have a job. And with it being only about 25 minutes down the road from Moultrie, he knew he was close enough. He knew the fans were still passionate about the program. They still had great support. They weren't happy where the program was, but they still supported it very well. The administration basically gave him what he needed to hear to take that job. Part of that was you get to keep your staff, you get to bring your staff.
And the thing that was key, Eddie said at the end, and they had talent down there. He knew they had the talent with the support, and then the administration letting him basically do his thing, bringing guys that he felt comfortable to coach these players. What a rich tradition he's trying to establish back down there in Thomas County.
Got his playoff beard working. He says it's coming off tomorrow. Win or lose, we're taking it off. Of course, it'll be much easier to take off once you win. It looks like it's a little scratchy. A little scratchy for him right there.
I'm betting that if he wins tonight, he keeps it at least.
You think?
Throughout the week.
Well, he says he takes it off incrementally. So he'll have a goatee. And trouble for Landon Walker, and a big quarterback sack back there by Thomas County Central. They are swinging for the fences. Walter Reddick comes up with the sack.
6'2", 230 senior, and the light has been on all year long. Very talented player. Coach talked about how he finally just got him to focus his recruitment. It should be better. He's a better player, and now having a great senior year, one of those guys that the transfer portal kind of stops his recruiting, but Reddick is playing at a high level.
4 quarterback sacks already for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Number 5 back at the 4 again. Wow. They are just feasting right now. Reddick, Anderson, pick a number. They were back there.
Anderson, Rubo, Reddick all making a party at the quarterback, coming hard. The speed, I think, right now is still throwing off this War Eagle offense. These linebackers and this D front, not the biggest, but they're very athletic. And as you can see, they get off blocks well, and they can explode to the quarterback.
Now Walker taking the snap out of his own end zone. 3rd and 26. Pass thrown complete to Bettis, and he makes it to the 18, but no more. It'll be 4th down.
Nice job of rallying to the ball. Completion made there to Bettis, but just such a long distance to try to make a first down in that situation. Buying his punters some room not to have to punt this ball off the back of the goal line is Landon Walker.
And there's D. Reddick standing deep at the 49-yard line. He's already had one huge special teams play in this game, a 59-yard kick return to start the game. And Blum standing at his 4 to kick. Try to set up a return this time, a short kick that hits away from Reddick and rolls over by the Thomas County Central sideline and dead at the 36. And that's where the Yellow Jackets are going to go on offense again, and already up 3 scores here in the Benz.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Georgia. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the GHSA. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about the TV, but the burgers are ready. Yeah. Ooh.
All right, well, I want to tell you a little Thomas County Central story here. So if you remember back in the glory days, if you will, this guy's dad, Coach Bill Shaver, well, he was a coach from 2008 to 2017. This is his son, Kyle. Kyle, you experienced a heartbreak, if you will, after Midnight Madness practice, which essentially starts the season. You found out you had cancer. Since then, you've gone through 4 rounds of chemo, and you had your last treatment yesterday. How in the world are you here tonight?
I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Just like the rest of these people from Thomasville, I love these kids, I love this town, and I wouldn't have missed this for anything.
And you were also telling me you're vice president of the brand new Touchdown Club, which is something that Coach Rogers brought to Central. How's that going for you?
It's going great. The community support is awesome. They love these kids, like I said, and they're supporting us, supporting them. It's a great thing.
Yellow Jacket through and through. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks. Unbelievable, guys.
All right, thank you. It is a great story. Thank you, Nikki, for sharing that. I'm thinking donations will be up. You win a state title, get to the state championship game, and then if you win it, probably going to be more donations coming into that Touchdown Club.
You figure the way these fans are here in the building after such a long, they're supportive, they're loud, they're cheering, they're blowing the horns. Something like that charity will blow up after this game.
Jalen Johnson going to run the ball right here, and nice open field tackle by C.J. Hurd, the 4-star Rover. He's a safety, recently decommitted from Florida State, rated as high as the number 29 safety in the country.
And who on this defense is going to supply the energy? C.J. Hurd, perfect candidate to be that guy to get this team going in a positive direction. It's just more right now trying to match the energy of the Yellow Jackets.
So 3rd down and 7. They've had 4 drives. 3 have resulted in touchdowns. This is drive number 5. Pressure and a quarterback sack. And finally, the War Eagles come up with something big. It's London Merritt with the quarterback sack.
Miles Akeem, number 50, coming underneath, working right there, pushing Jalen Johnson over to Merritt right there, the big young junior. You could see the size that Merritt possesses. Such a great pass rusher, learning to play the run, and now creating here a 4th down punt.
14th career quarterback sack for Merritt here in his junior season. Grice calls fair catch, makes it at the 29. And that is where the War Eagles will go back on offense. They got a little spark there defensively. We'll see if that sparks them offensively. As we take a look at the Woodward Academy War Eagles resume. Overall 12-2 this year. The Region 3 6A champs, finished the regular season ranked 10th in the 6A top 10 for GPB. And 2 state championships. The first in 1970, the most recent in 1980. And the War Eagles 2-1 in this, their 4th all-time state finals appearance. Pressure coming and throwing low and incomplete to Farrington.
Big pressure there, Caleb Anderson, as we talked about, the middle linebacker. Just a spark plug, just slicing through with that dog blitz, putting the pressure, just not letting Walker set up to deliver that on that screen pass out to Farrington.
Look at the defense for the Yellow Jackets tonight. 5 TFL, 5 quarterback sacks, a block punt. All of that has played big in this 21-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and 10. Walker guns it hard to Grice. Grice makes another catch. That's about the one thing they have been able to count on tonight. That's the 6th catch for Grice.
Nice job of finding Grice there in the middle of the defense. Better tackle there by Reddick on a player with Grice's escapability. D. Reddick coming up to clean up that play. Another 3rd and long here for Landon Walker in this offense.
Line to gain is the 39.
false start here at the bottom of your.
Timeout, Woodward Academy. That's our first charge timeout.
So Woodward Academy was able to get the timeout, I guess, before the penalty, because it clearly looked like there was movement on the line, but the penalty was called, or the timeout was called before that. You see the frustration for John Hunt as he addresses his team, really unable to get untracked here so far tonight.
Head coach and offensive coordinator is Coach Hunt, so he's really feeling the pressure of trying to get this offense to be able to sustain a drive. Defense did a great job showing some energy, but they have just been taken out to the wood shop by this Thomas County team. This offense is going to have to match them and start making some plays.
War Eagles 12-2. Here's their road to the finals through the first 4 rounds of the playoffs. Beat Evans at home. Houston County, team we saw here on GPB in week 1 of the playoffs. Then knocked off defending state finalist Gainesville 20-17. And then on the road, an undefeated Douglas County, as we mentioned several times already, they fell behind 14-0 and rallied for a 24-21 victory. They're going to have to come up with an even bigger rally here tonight. Down 21-0. 5 drives, 4 punts, 2 3-and-outs, and facing 3rd down and 5 coming out of this timeout.
This defense, Cam Clark doing a good job pre-snap and post-snap, continually to confuse Landon Walker. His key so far in this game has been Ben Grice running slants underneath. Watch for Grice underneath once again.
In the middle, caught for a first down. Up to the 50-yard line. Abdullah. Reddick making the hard tackle right there at midfield. 16-yard pickup.
Grice running that slant. Abdullah settling down in the middle, giving Walker a chance to see right in front of him there, hitting his big target in Josiah Abdullah.
Abdullah rated as high as the number 15 wide receiver in the class of 2025. 50 offers for Josiah Abdullah, including Tennessee. Young man who's been around the Woodward Academy program a long time. He was once the ball boy there. Went to camp since he was 5 years old there at Woodward Academy, and a flag flies in. And we'll have a delay of game.
Long time getting that play in.
Delay of game. Offensive team. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Landon Walker breaking that huddle very late. Just couldn't get set up. Got to play with more pace. As you can see, the offense having a little success on this drive, but still not playing with a tempo you like to see in your offense when they break the huddle. There you go. Woodward breaking up with some sense of urgency in you.
Good thing we don't have a blood pressure cuff for Coach Hunt. The reading wouldn't be good right now. Low pass thrown and a late hit right there. Let's see, they'll restrain from throwing the flag. Farrington wanted a flag. Could have had one there, I thought.
Jester coming over late from that safety position. Not really sure if that ball didn't hit the ground initially. Let's see. It's like he was able to get his hands underneath it right there. A little late on the hit there.
Yeah, crowd's booing over on the Woodward side, and rightfully so. That was a late hit. The officials didn't flag it that time. 2nd down and 18. Ball out there to Grice and broken up by Reddick. Flag out on Reddick.
Just a little early handsy right there was D. Reddick. You could see the hands on the hips of Grice on this route at the end. As he goes to break right there, that right hand you can see pulling, D. Reddick pulling on that right hip.
Pass interference on a defense. The penalty is 15 yards. Remains 2nd down.
Such a good route running is Ben Grice. You can see whether he's working inside or out. You can see why he's a 3-star headed to Wake Forest.
That's been a nice little battle within the battle. Grice and Reddick going at each other right there. And Reddick is a consensus 4-star. Has 13 offers other than the Auburn one that he is committed to, including Alabama. 2nd down and 3. Ball at the 43. Across the middle, and Abdullah cannot hold on to it. Again, very physical tackle from Tywan Christopher to separate him from the ball.
Just such a instinctive play here by Christopher, breaking on this ball. You could see him reading his key right there on Abdullah, breaking on that ball. Good job not coming in too early. The senior, 6'2", 195. Coach Rogers talked about just one of those guys, you need to make this kid an offer. He feels is very under-recruited.
He does have one offer. That's Western Kentucky. He's looking up at the big screen and flexing. Look, I'm on TV. 3rd down and 3. Yes, sir, you are. And making some plays, too. And a whistle timeout was called by Woodward Academy before they snapped the ball.
Timeout, Woodward Academy. 2nd charge timeout.
It hasn't been a pleasant evening for Coach Hunt.
No, he's he is searching for something to get a spark with his team. It is going play to play right now, going into his trick bag of trying to figure out how to keep this drive going. And he sees the scoreboard. He sees how Thomas County and this offense has been playing against his defense. It's early in the game, but it does seem like it's one of those drives where the War Eagles have to put points on the board.
Yeah, it's early getting late, so to speak. Let's take a look at Thomas County Central in their road to the finals. 10-0 in the regular season. Waxed St. Pius in the opening round, obliterated Jonesboro in the 2nd round. A battle with the Rome Wolves at Barron Stadium in the quarterfinals, and then beat Marist in an old longtime rivalry. Marist and Thomas County Central back in the 90s used to slug it out, either for the state championship or on the road to the state championship. And it just feels right when Thomas County Central's back on top in high school football. And they have been put there by Justin Rogers, seeking their first state title since 1997. Man, another big hit right there. They bring in the lumber. Tywan Christopher grooving.
And Landon Walker on this play made the right read. You could see the linebackers up in the box coming with the blitz. But even a better play there by Christopher out on the edge on that tackle. We talked about one of the keys for this defense of the Yellow Jackets is being able to tackle in space. Right there, providing that is Christopher.
He is getting after it tonight. Christopher now with 4 solo tackles in this game. 4th and 1. Woodward really needs to convert right here.
C.J. Hurd back at quarterback.
High snap, corrals it in. Going to try to run to the sticks, and he's not going to get there. It's that dude, Tywan Christopher.
The dude once again making a play. The senior having a breakout senior season right here. High snap, throwing off the play, the direct snap there to C.J. Hurd. And then it becomes a foot race, and as we have pressed upon you, these linebackers for the Yellow Jackets can run individually and as a group. Big play there by Tywan Christopher.
5 tackles, 2 solo on that last possession for Woodward Academy alone, and you're dead right. 4.5 speed in the 40 and physical. Tywan Christopher, that one offer from Western Kentucky. He might be racking a few more up tonight before the evening's through. 1st and 10 now for Thomas County Central as the ball goes over on downs. Brenton, another 8-9 yards. He's having his way with that Woodward defense right now.
And this is what the Yellow Jackets want to do. They're going to get behind Ward, get behind Hires up there, Braswell, the big bodies of McDowell, and run this ball downhill.
2nd down and 1. Turn around. Hit him in the back. Brenton was wide open, would have scored a touchdown, and the pass hit him in the shoulder.
coming out of the backfield, just running down the seam here, just never got his head around. Is Brenton. Very capable power back that can catch the ball out of the backfield, just never got his head around on that play.
Had the linebacker Andrew Hines beat on the play. 3rd down and 1. Johnson gonna dive forward for the first down.
What a big prospect, and only a sophomore. You can see the length.
He's a big kid. And you got to expect, you know, under the tutelage of Justin Rogers, one of the most respected offensive minds in the state, he's only going to get a lot better in his career. Handoff goes to Ponder, 2nd carry of the game for him, and he gets 1 yard. How devastating would it be if Thomas County Central is able to get another score here before halftime?
Trying to put a drive together, run the ball, and make this the last possession. Unless a big play happen, they're very willing to drive this ball down here in the next 2:25 and try to score and just eat up the rest of the clock.
You know, scoring the last 30 seconds of the half. Johnson, pocket, now running out of it. Thrown to the ground by Hughes, and it's going to be 3rd down. Aiden Hughes, the 6'1", 235 senior, making the tackle right there.
Nice job of Hughes getting off the block. He's the anchor inside. Only listed at 235, but plays with great leverage. Moves up and down that line that time, retracting his steps and being able to come up with that play.
3rd and 7. Line to gain is the 30. And timeout called by Thomas County Central. That'll be the first that they've used in the half.
Thomas County Central. First charge timeout.
So how about the performance here by Thomas County Central tonight? They've wrapped a solid offensive game plan, not real flashy at all offensively, around a couple of big special teams play. A great kick return by Reddick, a block kick by Walter Reddick. D had the return and Walter had the block punt, and they've wrapped that around a pretty solid offensive game plan. But the real story to me has been their defense.
And when you look at their defense, Woodward Academy has not matched the effort and seemed to be surprised by the overall team speed out in space. Landon Walker, these receivers, these guys are running step for step with them. And when they do seem like they're out in space, they're closing that gap with guys like Taiwan Christopher and Caleb Anderson out in space.
5 quarterback sacks, 6 TFL for this Thomas County Central defense that's given up just 8.3 points per game in 14 games. Not going to lose many games when you're giving up basically 1 touchdown a game, and that's what their average has been per game. 3rd down and 7. Going to run some option here, and Jalen Johnson going to keep it instead. And Johnson, very physical run down to the 31, going to bring up 4th down and 1.
And I expect for Coach Rogers to go for it in this case. You're kind of a long field goal situation. He's going to send in his heavy, big bodies, as you can see there. Craig Miles running in there. Cooper, give him some big bodies up front.
Power package here. And Johnson going to follow his big bodies right on through. He's going to score, I think. He does. Touchdown. Jalen Johnson, 31 yards on 4th and 1. 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for him. It's 27-0.
The 2 biggest fullbacks you ever want to see just ran in the game in the backup guards. And Cooper and Craig Miles. 275 and 285 kick out blocks right there. A stiff arm by the big quarterback Johnson, and showing you the athletic ability and the future of the Yellow Jackets is already here in his performance in this first half.
Renault on for the PAT, and it is a 28-0 lead. Yellow Jackets just getting after the War Eagles.
Talked about Thomas County getting the ball, putting a drive together, trying to eat up the clock. They got to score here, but watch this block. Kick out block right there. McDowell with the kick out block right here. So impressive, stiff arming Jerome Bettis to get out into a foot race. Nice job of Johnson covering up that ball and getting into the end zone.
You know, a lot of times you'll hear announcers say, well, the score doesn't indicate. Yeah, in this case it does.
It has totally been the efficiency of this TCC offense and the speed and tenacity of their defense, just not giving War Eagles anywhere to go with the ball.
Thomas County Central fans came from the deepest part of Georgia, nearly the Florida line, and Justin Rogers and the Yellow Jackets put on a show for their loyal fans who made the trek. Woodward Academy going to get the ball back. They're actually going to have some time on the clock to work with here, but only one timeout remaining for them. Going to try a trick play and a throw across the field to Hurd. They got something set up here. They blocked the kicker Renault, and then it was a great tackle by Hutto to come over there and prevent a touchdown, because if they get by 15 Hutto, they got 6.
Great design and great patience on the pass. Let the coverage team get out of their lanes, draw over, and then get it over to a dynamic presence. Nice job of patience there before throwing that ball, drawing the defense near to them was Josiah Abdullah, and then delivering it to C.J. Hurd out on the edge. Only one man to beat. Good tackle there for TCC.
Rogers has thrown the challenge flag. I think he's going to challenge whether Hurd's knee was on the ground when he caught the ball.
The previous play is under review by the video review booth.
Dave, what do we got?
Yeah, so we saw the coach throw the flag on the field, but under 2 minutes of the half, there's no coach's challenge. It's all from the booth. So the booth's going to take a look at the forward pass, I believe, at the first aspect of that, and then maybe the knee is the second aspect.
So he's going to be looking at C.J. Hurd, whether he was in front of him on the pass.
So knee does not appear to be on the ground, so that clears the first hurdle. It's very close.
Right, so both aspects are reviewable by the booth. Right. The forward backwards pass, and then we saw right there that his knee was not down. Really good camera work there.
So let's go back and see if we've got an angle to see if that pass was forward or backwards. It needs to be backwards, of course, and not forwards. So we'll take a look at that. That was a fine play, and I agree with you, Wayne. If it stands, it's a well-designed play. So let's see Abdullah and his throw where he makes it. He makes the throw from about the 10, and yeah, Hurd catches it at the 8. I know that's not definitive, but that's a pretty good measuring stick right there. Looks like the throw was made from the 10, caught at the 8.
The results of the play are confirmed. First down, Woodward Academy.
Yeah. So yay for the replay booth to get that right. That's a complicated play that they just worked through and got the call right.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the direction of the pass is the initial direction, not necessarily the yard line for high school football.
So let's see if Woodward can do anything with this and try to climb back in this game by getting a score before halftime. Walker guns it deep, and nobody out there. That's because Grice, the wide receiver, got driven out of bounds by the linebacker, Christopher, at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, great coverage down at the bottom. Devin Ross on Grice. Just no one on that route.
Oh, was that Ross? I thought it was Christopher that drove him out of bounds, but you're right. It was Ross.
Nowhere to go. Pressure, late dog there by Anderson. Putting the pressure, making Walker have to get rid of that ball while in the pocket.
Landon Walker's played this entire game at quarterback. Again, Griffin Marshall, the starter at the beginning of the year, has battled injuries. Most recently hurt his shoulder diving for the pylon in their quarterfinal win against Gainesville, and he has not seen any action tonight. Second down and 10. Walker, hot shot to the sideline, and Grice couldn't come up with it that time. Third down. So they got the big special teams play to get them out to the 45-yard line, and they haven't moved it an inch yet.
This back end of this defense of the Yellow Jackets is just running step for step with these receivers. Even when they're making plays, you can see them draped over them. This team speed is really affecting Landon Walker's ability to scramble and throw the ball down the field.
3rd down and 10 from the 45. Walker going to try to run for the first down, and he's going to do it and get more than that. Walker showing off his wheels all the way down to the 9-yard line. What a play by Landon Walker. The Woodward Academy War Eagles have been waiting on that. And it's a big one, 45 yards.
Only a 3-man rush, getting outside the pocket here.
Timeout.
And this is the aspect that has been missing all night. Landon Walker, he's a true dual threat. His ability to run the ball, very athletic right there, showing you the speed. Finally found a little crease there, got out in the open field, and made the defense pay.
So Woodward Academy sets themselves up with a great chance to get a score here before halftime. And remember, they're going to get the ball first in the 3rd quarter.
Coach Hunt right there in the middle. He's drawing it up play to play. He looks like he's just over there throwing that, whatever we came in the game with, we're going to throw that out and start making it up as we go. And he's very capable of making plays in this offense with the talent that he has. They just have to play with an energy level that they haven't really consistently had tonight so far.
Yeah, head coach John Hunt is also their offensive coordinator. An offense that averaged 32.6 points per game through their first 14 games coming into tonight. 32 seconds to play. They have no more timeouts, so you got to be careful. You can still, run the ball and throw the ball into the middle of the field at 32 seconds, but maybe just once.
Yeah, this down on the 10-yard line, you really expect that most of these balls are going to go into the end zone or down to the 1 or 2 when he does throw the ball. But his ability, as we just saw, to scramble, if you're Yellow Jackets, you got to keep your eyes. Somebody's got to spy him on these kind of plays this close to the end zone.
That was an eye-opener for him. Gives them a wrinkle now they got to be concerned with. 1st and goal from the 10. Walker thinking about running again, and he does. Gets down to the 5, takes a huge shot, holds on to the ball. D. Reddick, he was lucky to hold on to that ball because Reddick put his helmet on the ball. Clock is running, down to 16 seconds, ball at the 3. Down to 11 seconds. Gonna run a play here, not spike it, throws it low. Basically, that was a spike. Incompletion thrown in Grice's direction, now 8 seconds. Now you got to throw to the end zone.
Double covered right there. Rubio and Reddick on that coverage there on Grice. That's one of those plays where you look at film, they know the key guy down in these kind of situations and being Grice. And now you got to get the ball, throw into the end zone. You can't take a sack. You got to make a play on the run if you're Landon Walker.
Yeah, ball's got to go to the end zone. Anything short of that, clock's going to run out on you. 3rd down and goal. Rush is coming, throw is made, flag out. 5 seconds to play in the half. They'll put it at the 1.
Jester right there, 21. Once again, running that inside slant is Grice.
Pass interference on a defensive team. The penalty is half the distance to the goal, and we repeat 3rd down.
And you can see right here, 21. As Grice works underneath right there.
He got his hand on his back.
And in that situation, he knew he was beat on that play, on that slant route. He was not going to give up that touchdown and was going to make them line up and run another play.
So the ball is just inside the 2, about the 1 3/4. Are you running it here or are you going to throw it?
You got to get Landon Walker on the run. Give him that ability to make a play with his feet.
Final 5 seconds of the half. Walker looking for a lane. Dives to the end zone and scores the touchdown with zeros on the clock.
Right play right there. You can't take it. He's the one in a groove. He's the one making plays. Landon Walker didn't like his first read, has the ability to scramble, extend the play here. As you can see, didn't like his slant right there. Quick read. Now he's just going to make it up as a player. He's a very dangerous guy. As we talked about, Coach Rogers very concerned with his ability to make those kind of plays against his defense.
Hanges on for the PAT. And he puts it up and in. And Woodward Academy, a little bit of life here at the end of the half. It all started with a razzle-dazzle play on the kick return. They get a score, and they're going to get the ball at the start of the third quarter. So do the math. That gives them an opportunity to climb back in this game as they close the half on a 6-play, 55-yard drive that covered 54 seconds.
Finally showing signs of life with their quarterback getting out in space. And the key, you could see the fans, the players getting some energy. It's going to take all of that in the second half. They have a tough task against the Yellow Jackets.
All right, let's send it down to Nikki for the coach's interview, brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza, your original neighborhood pizzeria.
Coach, we just saw a 56-second drive that put Woodward up on the board tonight. Your defense up until that point had been super disciplined, if you will, up until that moment. What's going through your head right now?
Well, you're playing a 2-minute drive and you lose some dang miss tackle. I mean, you got to miss tackle. If you get the tackle, you got him on a -2 yard gain, and then he wound up going for a long scramble. Then you get down there and he's able to punch one in there. Definitely not how you want to go in the half.
Yeah, especially when they get the ball back. Offensively, though, I mean, Jalen Johnson and company, they're getting it done. What can you say about their performance?
Well, the biggest thing is being efficient. You're getting positive yards. You're not a lot of negative yards, staying on schedule with things. And so that's always big on a defense as good as theirs. But like you say, they're right back in it now with that. So going to be a lot of football still to play.
Coach, they took the vuvuzelas away. How is it playing kind of in the silence now?
It still ain't solid now. But, yeah, I didn't know what that was. You know, I don't know how you place that. But, I mean, I thought it was supposed to be a fun atmosphere. I thought it was pretty fun myself.
You guys still make it fun. Good luck in the second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, hey, coming up, we are going to have our Football Fridays in Georgia halftime show. And I think John and Hannah, they've got one more halftime party left in them. I think so. It's been a long couple of days, you guys. We're almost done. Stick with us right here on GPB. We'll be right back.
Only in Cartersville, Bartow. 3 Smithsonian-affiliated museums, Barnsley Resort, and an authentic downtown full of unique restaurants and shops. The perfect destination for a memorable staycation, only in Cartersville, Bartow.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
Kennesaw State University.
Riding down the road and you're doing just fine when a car in front of you crosses over the line. They're in your space, not looking at your face. Distracted drivers all over the place. Say, we will buckle up. Sing it. Say, we will buckle up.
Over here.
Flint Energies and 33 other participating Georgia Electric membership cooperatives congratulate Perry High School on winning the GHSA Cooperative Spirit Sportsmanship Award. This award honors schools that exhibit exemplary sportsmanship during competitive events. Only one school in each region, in each classification, is chosen to receive this annual award.
The GHSA takes into consideration all aspects of sportsmanship, making the award a tribute to the entire community.
Flint Energies recognizes the importance to invest in schools within our service territory that are shaping our future leaders. The students are dedicated to demonstrating great sportsmanship and other qualities at school and throughout the community. As a class of 1998 Panther alumni, and on the behalf of Flint Energies, I am honored to present the Georgia High School Association Cooperative Spirit Award to Perry High School.
Introduced in 2006, this award reinforces the GHSA's philosophy that everyone associated with high school activities, from athletes to spectators, should adhere to the fundamental values it represents.
We work together to make sure we communicate to all of our coaches and then to our fan base in the community, that they understand when they're on our campus what we expect and how to demonstrate character. And we exemplify that by our walk, our daily walk as administrators.
Georgia's EMCs and the 34 participating Georgia Electric membership cooperatives are proud to sponsor the Cooperative Spirit Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations to the Perry Panther community.
Welcome into the Football Fridays in Georgia halftime show presented by Regions. Get back in the game with Regions Bank. We are live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the 2023 GHSA Boys and Girls Football Championships. That's John Nelson. I'm Hannah Gooden. And John, I did count. This is live show number 12 for us this week. How you feeling, buddy?
12. That's more than two hands. And this is only day 2. We still got a lot of them tomorrow. But no, it's been a fun 2 days. A lot of great storylines that we'll go over here in just a little bit.
And I'm keeping tally of all the crazy things you've said so far, so don't worry.
She's going to make a T-shirt that will be made available to you shortly after the signing day show, so that way she can continue to keep adding to those quotes.
Well, we're at the half of the 6A final game between Thomas County Central and Woodward. John, get us caught up on what's happened so far on Georgia's EMC scoreboard. Georgia's EMC, so much more than electricity.
Thomas County Central scored the first 21, and it was pretty easy for them. Then it was 28 on the board. And Woodward Academy with a second-string quarterback who is still trying to get acclimated into the game, getting a lot of pressure from a lot of different angles from Thomas County Central. My dear friend Monty Long, longtime voice of the Valdosta Wildcats, said it reminded him, meaning Thomas County Central, of the old Valdosta teams. And I said that they're very athletic, smothering on defense, up 21. The late score for Woodward Academy makes it 28-7 at the break.
There are a combined 5 players on both of these teams heading to D1 schools. Many more to commit coming up very soon. But, John, what about the players?
What about the players?
That have been overlooked when it comes to recruiting all season long. Let's highlight some of those on Make That Kid an Offer.
Make that kid an offer, what she said.
This week, we start with Stockbridge senior defensive lineman Cameron Reese. The 3-year starter ended his junior season with 19 tackles for loss, 15 sacks, and made the All-State team for his region. He's also been awarded the Defensive Lineman of the Year for the Tigers the last 2 seasons. He currently has an offer to Western Kentucky, but he hopes to get more. Next up is Howard offensive tackle Javon Dunn. The 6'4", 360-pound senior is a leader on the Huskies' efficient and dynamic offense. So someone make him an offer. And one more Howard player to highlight is senior linebacker and running back Ethan Ellington. He shines on both sides of the ball. On offense, he's explosive in the red zone with 7 carries for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. On defense, he's notched almost a career total of 140 tackles and 5.5 sacks. Hopefully the offers for some of these players start rolling in very soon. They'll have the big decisions to make, and you don't want to miss it. It's our early signing day special, Wednesday, December 20th at 8 o'clock p.m., streaming on all the GPB sports platforms, including our website, gpb.org/sports. John, that'll be a fun one. Will be you and Matt, and hopefully I'll get some interviews with some players.
The cast of thousands talking about the next stage of college football for a lot of folks, but once again, dictated by the portal. We'll see how the trickle-down effect works and how everything works its way into January and then February for the traditional signing day. Going to be first stage coming up on Wednesday.
All right, we have to take a quick break, but coming up next, it's our You Save It Pharmacy, a Georgia player spotlight. See you guys in just a few minutes.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Georgia's EMCs. So much more than electricity.
In lively towns and peaceful rural areas, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives are on a mission to provide a different kind of electricity. Our not-for-profit, member-owned EMCs are focused on making life better for members. At private residences, farms, and thriving businesses, we work for you. Generating safe, reliable, affordable electricity, giving back to local programs, serving our members to make life brighter. Georgia's EMCs, so much more than electricity.
The GHSA football playoffs and championships are brought to you by Alpha Insurance. We're more than just an insurance company. We're a part of your community.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Welcome back. It's time for our You Save It Pharmacy Georgia Player Spotlight, and we are highlighting a fellow 6A football player today. That is Lee County running back Usman Kroma. He stepped in for the Trojans when he was just a freshman and has not been stopped yet. Here's his story.
8-man football has been a real blessing for Sherwood. For a school our size, we had struggled for a few years putting an 11-man team together.
It's great because we didn't have to lose the sport of football.
To me, it's really 11-man football on steroids. It's fast-paced. It's a lot of scoring.
Once the coach calls in that one play, you've got to run that play and run that play to perfection.
Understands it. He knows what everyone on the field's supposed to be doing. So not only is he's strong, he has the size, he has the measurables, but he's also really smart. And man, that goes a long ways at quarterback.
Just kidding, we decided to show Trip Roberts' video instead of Usman Kroma's. So congratulations for all of your success, Trip, and thank you to You Save It Pharmacy for another awesome spotlight. Okay, stay with us. It is halftime of the last game of day number 2. We will have Executive Director Dr. Robin Hines right after this.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with Regions Bank.
At Regions Bank, we're here to listen to your needs, and we'll customize a plan to help you reach your financial goals. Our service to Georgia goes beyond banking to creating more inclusive prosperity in our communities. From education to financial wellness to economic development, we're working to level the playing field so more people can succeed and our communities can thrive.
While we've got a quick break in the action, did you know that the same area of just one football field can contain up to 95 termite colonies? That's why you need Breda Pest Management to defend your home. Breda, the official pest control of high school football.
High school seniors, your Georgia Match letters have been mailed and the possibilities are endless. Visit your student dashboard on gafutures.org to see which of the 45 colleges and universities made your list and claim your spot today.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom. It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Welcome back to the Regions Halftime Show. We're at the break of the 6A matchup between Thomas County Central and Woodward. That's John Nelson. I'm Hannah Gooden, and we have the GHSA Executive Director, Dr. Robin Hines, here with us. Dr. Hines, thank you so much for joining us. Are you tired yet?
Fresh as a daisy.
Oh, I'm sure. Just as fresh as John and I are. Tell us, day two, we're at the end here. How has everything been going from your end?
It has been awesome. You know, yesterday was a day that we were working out the kinks and, you know, hadn't been here in a while. And from our side and Mercedes-Benz side, we got some things done much smoother today. Just can't say enough good things about the staff here. They've just been wonderful to work with. And I'll tell you, when we have a wonderful event like this, with the crowds that we've had and seen the support for these kids and these communities, how can you not be fresh and ready to roll?
Exactly.
Well, and that goes along with a lot of great communities that we've seen here today. Perry brought everybody from Houston County. Everybody from Blackshear came from Pierce. Everybody from Rockmart was here. I mean, if you needed to run an errand and you weren't a football fan in those three cities, you could do it today, provided the stores were open.
It was incredible. And, you know, I look up and, of course, you know, my background, you know, I worked in Perry for years and saw a lot of my friends there, and they were all here. Everybody was here. Nobody could have been there. It would have been a great day for a robbery in Paradise.
Nobody listened to that.
We're not encouraging that kind of behavior.
No.
So with the large crowds come some problems. We've had some artificial noisemaker issues, especially in this game. What are the rules there?
They can't do it.
Okay.
You know, this is an indoor event.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously the sound is magnified, and especially, you know, when one's doing it and one's not, you know, and besides the fact that it is against the bylaws, you can't do that. It creates an unfair advantage, and it's hard to run your offense and those sorts of things. But we're grateful for our friends and, you know, our in Thomas County that went and took care of the problem, and things are much better now.
Yes, they are. We noticed a huge difference.
But I'll tell you, while I'm going to hear that noise in my sleep.
Yes. You are not. We all will. I mean, it is part of their fabric in an outdoor venue without any question. But we're glad that you were here to clarify what that is when the national official of the year makes the announcement on the PA. Obviously, another great source of pride to give Keith that award down on the field.
Listen, what a great guy. I mean, he's a wonderful official and a better guy. And now that I'm moving up to Hart County on the lake in Hartwell, that's where he's from. He's going to be my neighbor. I'll see more and more of him. But it's great to see him honored in this way, and it's from years of work, and there's no one better than Keith Hammond.
Well, you mentioned your impending retirement next year. What work do you want to do, and what work are you looking forward to before then?
It's just business as usual, and you know, as I told you, I'm in no hurry to go out the door. You know, I obviously want to spend time with my family and my grandchildren, and you know, they're getting older and involved in those activities that I want to be a part of. But you know, the Georgia High School Association is near and dear to my heart, and has been for 50 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in a hurry to leave, and I may never leave. You know, I'll always be involved, and I'll help in any way that I can possibly help. And you know, I'll if they'll have me, I'll always be a part.
Well, you've done an incredible job. The GHSA just this event is outstanding, and everything that goes on throughout the year, you guys do amazing. So thank you, Dr. Hines.
Well, I appreciate that, but understand that football is a big deal, and it is a big event, and coming back to the bins and the pageantry and everything that goes along with it. But I'm telling you, all of our associate directors, Penny Mitchell does such a great job with our cheer program and our student leadership, which is one of the tops in the country. Don Core with baseball, softball, wrestling, and we all know the work that Ernie Yarber does. Daryl Lane coming in. I mean, I can just go on and on and on. And Steve Figueroa.
Go to GHSA.net and find out all those individuals.
Unbelievable.
All right, Dr. Hines, thank you so much for being here. We've got to wrap the show and get it back to the second half of Thomas County Central and Woodward. Your halftime score, Yellow Jackets 28, War Eagles 7. We will see what happens right after this break.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Welcome back. Start of the third quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Thomas County Central on top of Woodward Academy. 28-7 here in the 6A state championship game. Matt Stewart, Wayne Gandy with you. What a dominating performance by Thomas County Central for, about 23 minutes of that 24 in the first half. But Woodward Academy maybe gets back in the game with that late touchdown, and now they're going to get kickoff to start the third quarter.
Big touchdown for Landon Walker, showing some energy for the offense for the War Eagles, but Thomas County Central and that defense flying around is just causing them problems.
All right, let's take a look at those first half highlights. You got the big 59-yard kick return by D. Riddick to set up their first touchdown, and the 20-yard touchdown run by Trey Brenton.
Big touchdown to get on the board first here with the punt block. Walter Riddick early in the game to set up the next touchdown here going forward. Getting the ball out to Thomas for the touchdown.
And then the touchdown run, the first of two for Jalen Johnson there in that first half. And then he breaks off the big physical 31-yard run on 4th down and 1. He has really impressed me, the sophomore quarterback for Thomas County Central. But late in the half, down to their final play, Landon Thomas makes something happen right there. And it is 28-7 right now with Woodward Academy getting ready to get the ball to start the third quarter. Let's send it down to Nikki Noto-Palmer with our halftime interview. It is brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza, your original neighborhood pizzeria.
Coach, your team found a spark and scored just before the half, and you get the ball back on offense to start the second half. What was the message to your team in the locker room?
Well, we've kind of been in this situation the past couple games. Not quite this far down. We were down 17, of course, for Gainesville. Just told the guys, hey, listen, just come out and starts defensively. We got to settle down there, make sure we don't give them a short field, just play good defense. And then offense, we just got to execute, see if we can't poke it in there and see if we can't get some points, especially on this first drive.
I was going to say, and once you get on the defensive side of the ball, how do you neutralize the Yellow Jackets offense? Jalen Johnson's all over the place.
Yeah, no, they can make some play. It's obviously the #1 team there for a reason, and they're a challenge for our defense. I was hoping they'd play a little bit better, but I got to give them a little credit. But you know, our guys are going to keep fighting. There's no question about that. And we've had good second halves in the past couple games. Hope we'll have another defensive good second half and offense put something together.
Coach, real quick, coming into this game, you mentioned how banged up you guys were. How's the health right now of your team and physically being out there?
To be quite honestly, pretty good. You know, I'm probably going to roll in Griffin Marshall a little bit this second half, quarterback-wise, but everybody else seems to be holding up out there, so that's encouraging.
All right, we'll see how his shoulder does. Matt and Wayne, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nikki. Let's take a look at the Breda Pest Management first half stats. Wayne, what jumps out at you?
Just the inability of running the ball by Woodard in that first half. Really didn't try a lot. A lot of that yardage comes on scrambles for them by Walker. They're going to have to try to figure out how to get Lucas Farrington some running in that game in the second half.
Jalen Johnson, the leading rusher in this game for either team. The quarterback for the Yellow Jackets, 9 carries, 74 yards, also 3 of 4 passing for 44 yards. Landon Walker, I called him Landon Thomas a moment ago, but Landon Walker, the quarterback for the War Eagles, 12 for 22, 109, and also 11 carries for 34 yards. He and Grice have been the sparks for the War Eagles. Grice with 6 catches for 62 yards. And the other big story in this game, Wayne, I believe, has been the defense for Thomas County Central. Those guys have really gotten after it. Reddick has 5 tackles, 5 solo tackles. Taiwan Christopher has 4 solo tackles, has a TFL. Cameron Brooks has 3 tackles and a TFL. All total, they have 5 sacks, 6 TFL amongst their defense. They've really gotten after it.
And that linebacker speed is really taking away that short passing game, as you heard Coach Hunt talk about, maybe putting Marshall in to try to work the ball down the field, because his team speed of the Yellow Jackets underneath has just been dominant.
Third quarter kickoff is brought to you by Buckle Up Georgia. Buckle Up Georgia, seatbelts save lives. And the kick will be taken in the end zone, so that is non-returnable, and the War Eagles have to start at their own 20-yard line. So we'll see if the War Eagles get anything going. I mean, yardage-wise, they're kind of hanging in there with Thomas County Central. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. The big score, the big thing is the score, and it's 28-7 right now. And Landon Walker is going to come back out and start this third quarter at quarterback after Coach John Hunt told Nikki they're going onto the field that Griffin Marshall is going to get some snaps as well. But I haven't seen that yet. And Farrington has been a non-factor. He's only had 2 carries for 7 yards in the running game for the War Eagles. Going to take a loss. They just keep getting after it. That's Caleb Anderson, the linebacker, with the stop in the TFL.
Just has a knack to finding the football. Always seems like he's playing down here. As you can see him, a run blitz right there. Just no hole to be able to find any space there for Walker. Nice play by Anderson. 7
TFL for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Second down and 12 as the War Eagles come up and address the ball at the 18-yard line. Heavy rush again, and another quarterback sack. Walter Reddick, second sack of the night for him.
Athletic, high motor kind of player who's really been dominant tonight here. You can see him working over the right guard right there. Miles Hakeem just beat him with an inside move, and then the explosion and speed to the quarterback. Having a good time out there is Reddick.
Well, you can tell they're a defense that's used to getting a lot of TFL and quarterback sacks because they've worked on their choreographed celebrations.
They got it down pat.
It isn't like they came into this game thinking, well, what am I going to do if I know? They know what they're going to do when they get a sack. They've had plenty of them this year. Third down and long, and the pass goes incomplete. Walker had to get it out of there in a hurry, probably before he wanted to. And Grice he couldn't connect with. It's going to be fourth down, and Woodward Academy likely punting out of their own end zone here. But there's a flag. Did we get a rough?
It looks like we have a holding,
we have a holding
at the bottom by Clayton.
Holding on the defense. The penalty is 10 yards. We repeat, third down.
Clayton Hoto, number 15 down here. And Josiah Abdullah, a little late Big pressure there by Brooks, the young sophomore, on Walker. Still 3rd and 10. And one thing that Cam Clark, the D coordinator, has consistently dealt tonight is bringing pressure on 3rd and longs.
Cam Clark, one of the top assistants that Coach Justin Rogers brought with him when he took the job. Blitz is coming. Man, 2 big hits on that play. Walker got decked on the blitz, and Caleb Anderson just rocked the wide receiver.
Nice read there by Anderson, breaking on the ball.
And
he seems like he feels like he uses hands.
Well, this is where that defenseless receiver is going to come up. And the rule, as we've seen it already defined tonight, we've seen it here in the playoffs on GPB, defined in this capacity, that is a defenseless receiver.
Personal foul on a defensive team. The penalty is 15 yards, results in a first down.
And again, Dave, as we bring Dave in, if they just go for the big shot and the big hit, they're going to get a penalty flag every time. They've got to wrap up for a tackle to avoid that, right?
Correct. Wayne brought the hands right there, right? We get the shoulder contact first, and then we finish with the hands, so don't get fooled with the hands being extended after the play. So I like that call with the new rule change of what we have in the rule book this year.
Yeah, that's the rule this year. We've seen it called a lot here over the last couple of weeks. The design is to protect the players. So 1st and 10 for the War Eagles at the 35-yard line. Ball is fumbled. And Woodward gets back on top of it. It was Walker who got back on top of it. They were going to try to run an RPO there, and it ended up on the ground instead of anybody's hands.
Walker handing off here to Farrington, trying to read the end right there. Brooks underneath. He was going to pull the ball real late there on Farrington, and the ball hits the turf. Lucky break here for the War Eagles.
So 2nd down and 14. Sprint out, Walker going to take another big hit. My goodness, Caleb Anderson again.
And I can't say it enough, Matt. The War Eagles just have not adjusted to the team speed.
No.
Right here, Caleb Anderson looks like he shot out of a gun right here. Big time hit, playing physical, clean hit. Landon Walker, no time to set up, and you can see Griffin Marshall coming in now here on this 3rd and forever.
They got to protect the quarterback. Their quarterback is getting clobbered. And now it's a new quarterback. And Griffin Marshall, the 6'2", 200-pound senior, been offered by Swanee and Albany State. Blitz is coming off the edge. He runs away from it. And Marshall does a juke step move and gets to the 32, but going to be well short of the first down in a punting situation for Woodward Academy. So they get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter and can't do anything with it.
Just picking up from the first half. The team defensive speed for the Yellow Jackets just seems to be taking everything that makes London Walker comfortable, but a great job by Thomas County.
And you see him kind of flexing that shoulder, rotating his arm as he goes to the sideline, the shoulder that he injured in the quarterfinal victory against Gainesville. So Blum is on the punt again. He bobbles the snap and barely got it out of there. Takes a big bounce for Woodward and rolls dead at the 25. And there is a flag down, I'm told. I don't see it. But there is a flag down.
Flag down on the Thomas County Central side. May have a hold, as you can see. Coach Rogers making sure he let him know he saw it.
It was a 42-yard kick by Blum, most of it on the bounce.
And from Coach Rogers' expression, I think he feels this might be on Thomas County here.
Yeah, he doesn't look like it's on Woodward Academy.
Look like it.
Otherwise, that
the visor's off.
Snarl would be a smile. He's shaking his head in disbelief.
It was 4th and 12, so it would make it 4th and 2 if they accept the penalty.
So 4th and 2 at your own 43. Do you punt or do you go for it? Of course, they can decline because the field position is pretty good, right? Let's bring Dave Reynolds in. They can decline the penalty and just take the spot of the ball, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they're talking to is the coaches, see what they want to do here.
Looks like they're
going to send the offense back out.
Prior to the kick, holding on the receiving team. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat. 4th down.
And very good announcement right there about it being prior to the kick. Usually during kicking plays, we have it during the kick, and that's where we can let the receiving team keep the football and then penalize them from the end of the kick, because that foul happened before the kick took place is from the previous spot.
So the spot is now going to be the 43, and it's 4th and 2. And they send the offensive unit back out there. And it looks like they send Landon Walker back out there.
Landon Walker in the game. C.J. Hurd in the backfield along with Amari Irvin.
And another flag drops.
Prior to snap. Encroachment. Defensive team. 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down.
Not really sure where I saw the offside. Had they set the ball to even be at the whistle blown?
Yeah, you had the rifle play already blown, so that's when you can have encroachment. So maybe that was number 15 or 16. I'm guessing there.
So 1st and 10, they get the 1st down without having to snap the ball. So Woodward's still alive here on this drive. 1st and 10 at their own 48. Blitz coming off the edge. If they can pick it up, they don't. And he gets it out of there. Hot read and a long run for Woodward Academy. And a big hitter as Walker is able to get that ball out of there ahead of the blitz to Farrington all the way down to the 17-yard line, 35-yard pickup.
Farrington working underneath on T. Riddick there, able to get the ball out with all the pressure is Walker leading Farrington up the field. We talked about his ability to catch the ball, can play receiver, play out of the slot is Farrington.
Walker goes to Grice trying to run a screenplay out there, and Grice is still able to get about 4 or 5 yards on the play when it didn't look like there was anything to be made.
Nice job, a little stop route there, receiver screen, nice block out there by Abdullah. You can see Tywin Christopher ripping at that ball. Nice job of Grice covering it up. Just getting what he can on that 1st down.
2nd down and 5. Ball sitting on the 12-yard line. Farrington gets the handoff, cuts through a hole, has the 1st down at the 6.
Good job, good vision there by Farrington, bouncing to the outside, quick feet, quick cut to get back into that inside lane here. That's number 2 with the vision. The jumps cut right there. Nice run. Finally getting him into the run game. Really been absent tonight is any kind of run game outside of the quarterback scramble for Woodward.
You hit the nail on the head with the vision. Jumped into the hole that had been created by the strong tackle Ryland Holder. And now it's 1st and goal to go at the 6-yard line. Walker trying to get it to Grice. Tight coverage right there. Reddick was back there.
Nice job of coverage there by Reddick. Better job there by Christopher as well. Dropping back into that zone, taking that throw away. Tight window, trying to force that ball in there was Walker.
2nd down and goal. Woodward Academy been in the red zone once tonight. That was the end of the 2nd quarter and scored on the final play of the half. Sprint out. They throw the ball to Farrington. Makes a nice grab. Slips one tackle and another. Farrington backdooring his way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Lucas Farrington not able to run the ball from his traditional spot in the backfield. Getting out in space here. Little running back screen out on the edge. Good blocking up front. Breaking that tackle there of Jester. And then just the ability and the balance to get into the end zone there at the end. Very close to see if that cheek is down before he crosses the goal line.
I think that's a touchdown. And that's the call on the field. As a scoring play, it will be reviewed. So the officials are looking at it in the replay booth.
The previous play is under review, whether or not the ball crossed the goal line.
I think that it did, but I also think even if it didn't, there's not going to be video evidence to overturn that call. So, Dave, what do you see?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there, Matt. We have to have indisputable video evidence. And then also the default answer is the call on the field is correct.
Yeah.
So we need something to overturn that. And the one angle here might have to stand.
Yeah, here's another look at it right here. So where's the ball right now? Where's he down? He's not down yet. He's not down yet. He is down right there. And it looks at that point like the ball has broken the plane. And even if it hasn't, I don't think you have an angle to overturn the call.
Yeah, I'd be very okay with a stand right here by the replay staff.
Definitely bang, bang. Ball looks like the tip is crossing that line. Remember, it doesn't have to be all the way in the end zone. Just has to break the white line.
After video review, the call on the field stands. Touchdown.
So a 6-yard touchdown run by Lucas Farrington. It took a while, but Woodward Academy finally completes a 10-play, 80-yard drive that started with the beginning of the quarter. It goes 6 minutes, 8 seconds. And Hangis on for the PAT. Blum, the punter, is his holder. Nick McCarthy is the snapper. Everything works the way it's supposed to, and the PAT is good, and it's 28-14. That's a big drive by Woodward Academy to get back in the game.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Georgia's EMCs. So much more than electricity.
Today's conservation-minded consumer cares about where their energy comes from. Your local EMC cares too. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives offer renewable options for our members. In fact, our solar portfolio will produce enough clean energy to power more than 180,000 households, striving to move the needle toward progress and position communities for the future. Georgia's EMCs, so much more than electricity.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
So Thomas County Central, halfway through the third quarter, going to touch the ball for the first time here in the second half. After a 10-play, 80-yard drive, took 6 minutes off the clock. There were 4 penalties on Thomas County Central for 30 yards in that 80-yard drive.
Coach Hunter taking any way he can get it for Woodward. That's 2 touchdowns back to back, and Thomas County has to keep their poise. They really gifted, especially on that 4th and 12 where they had the holding and then they had the offsides. Really gifted that field position and that drive to the War Eagles.
So you saw the graphic, 16 plays in the last 2 drives, 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. Woodward still is down 2 scores, but you get the sense they're at least back in the game. They've got a fighting chance. Blue kick is going to be covered by Thomas County Central. How about Malachi Thomas coming up there and making a catch in traffic on the pooch kick?
Great job there by the big tight end / receiver, going up and getting this ball, little pooch kick. And if he doesn't get that ball right there, it's a lot of red jerseys around it to cover it up.
No,
nice
that's a huge play.
Him. Big play. Great field position to start this drive. First drive of the second half for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and you mentioned, you know, tight end / wide receiver. He is an inline tight end, but he's also a guy that is athletic enough to flex out and play unattached. And you saw it right there on that kick coverage right there. He went and got the ball. He made a play on it. Trey Brenton on the carry to the short side, only going to get a couple of yards on the play. C.J. Hurd making the tackle for the War Eagles.
You see right there, the War Eagles stacking the box. A lot of red jerseys. They're going to have to try to slow down this run game. Get up in the box with C.J. Hurd and Jerome Bettis Jr.
Second down and 9. Johnson being chased from behind. Flicks it downfield. Wide open to Pringle. Got a man to beat. Pringle, stiff arm. Pringle all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Thomas County Central. 56 yards on a spectacular play by Trayvon Pringle.
Great job by Jalen Johnson filling the backside pressure. C.J. Hurd coming off the edge. He feels that pressure, making the read. Nice route there by Pringle in the inside, working in the slot, and now the long arm right there with the stiff arm falling into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just like that, Thomas County Central grabs that touchdown back. Didn't take him long at all, and the PAT reestablishes the 21-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Their third 2-play drive of the game.
Look at C.J. Hurd coming with the pressure, bearing down on the back of Johnson there on the rollout, and then just out in space, Trayvon Pringle. Johnson and Pringle grew up together, been basically knowing each other since kindergarten, reading each other on that play right there for the big score.
Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign scoring drive again. That's the 3rd time they've had a 2-play drive to score in this game. It's a big reason why they've been outplayed. Total number of plays is what I mean. 46-27, yet they're up by 3 touchdowns.
They call that efficiency.
Yes, that's what they call that.
Taking care of the ball, making big plays when they have to. Big chunk plays for this TCC offense.
They also call that getting it done fast. Taking care of business. 35-14 lead for the Yellow Jackets. Just when Woodward Academy's thinking, man, we're back in the game, Thomas County Central says, not so fast. So the War Eagles have to go back to work here as Renault has it teed up and ready to kick off. Gonna boom it deep and taken at the goal line. They'll let him return it. Abdullah trying to go to the wide side, gonna dive forward to the 20.
Abdullah responding late on that return. Really didn't have his feet set, couldn't get into the blocking scheme, just trying to use his athletic ability to get to the edge.
You know, when they beat Gainesville in the quarterfinals, they did not have consecutive first downs in the game until their final drive of the game when they won it 20-17. But as John Hunt pointed out talking to Nicky, this is a bigger deficit than anything they've had to climb out of and overcome in the playoffs, even though they were down the last 2 weeks. Ball downfield, and Abdullah makes the catch at the 39 and gets stung by D. Reddick.
Nice read here by Landon Walker. Pressure coming off the edge. Zone on the back end. Reading his target, Abdullah down the field. Big tackle there by Reddick. A lot of space out there by himself, having to cover. He doesn't make that tackle. It's a touchdown by Abdullah.
1st and 10 after a 19-yard pickup under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And Walker going to slide down with the defense closing in on him fast.
Cameron Brooks working off of that end over there on Houston. Getting away with a little hold, but great pressure. The recovery speed of this secondary and linebacking core is just impressive here tonight.
2nd down and 12. Tywan Christopher in that Yellow Jackets defense been swarming tonight. Walker gonna run for the 1st down, take a little hit right there at the end, but he'll be okay.
One thing about these senior corners, Atu and Ross, they are very physical. They're up bumping the receivers right here, finishing the play very close to a personal foul right there by the corner, Ross.
9 TFL, 7 sacks, 2 PBU. A Walter Reddick block punt. All have contributed to this 21-point lead for Thomas County Central. Walker guns it in the middle and incomplete. Tried to get it in there to Grice. Tight coverage from the Yellow Jackets.
Late dog once again, Caleb Anderson. You see Cam Clark. He's in a rhythm. He is going to let these guys with their speed attack the quarterback, put the pressure on the coverage team to be able to lock up one-on-one. Nice read there by Christopher breaking on the ball.
2nd down and 10. Incomplete, looking for Abdullah at the 40-yard line. That was Reddick on the coverage. Might want to try somebody else.
Big pressure again. Tight coverage there by Reddick. This defense is humming right now. They are rolling the dice. They're coming with pressure. A lot of decisions having to be made by Walker pre-snap and post-snap. They're coming from all spots on the field trying to get to the quarterback and make him make a quick decision.
That Yellow Jackets defense has been on the field for 22 minutes. You would think they would get tired. Typically when you're on the field for 22 minutes you're behind, not ahead 3 scores, but that's been the case as the ball broken up again. Great coverage. Tywan Christopher making a strong bid for Georgia Cotton Commission Player of the Game, don't you think?
Coach Rogers said he's a dude, and when a coach usually uses that term, he means to keep your eye on this young man right there. Great coverage. 6'2", 200-pound senior, having a beautiful year and a big state championship performance.
4th down, Woodward Academy is going to have to punt. Now they've got Pringle deep instead of Reddick this time. Blum sends it spiraling down the field. Pringle makes the fair catch at the 12-yard line. And that's where the Yellow Jackets will go back on offense. 38-yard kick by Blum. Let's check in with Nicky.
Hey, Matt. Well, you know, the Yellow Jackets last time they were on the offensive side of the ball, they got off the field pretty quick, and you were just talking about how long the defense has been on the field. Well, Coach told us this week that this group of kids, they just show relentless effort. He said they play so hard for one another. They just find a way to win. He said it doesn't always look pretty, and it's not always fancy, which is maybe what we've been seeing on that last defensive possession. But he says, look, they just feel so obligated to one another. They're gritty, and they're just going to find that way to win.
Well, they've been getting it done here tonight. There's no doubt about it. Woodward Academy's shown a few brief flashes, but by and large, it has been a dominant performance by Thomas County Central as they go back on offense. They've scored so quickly, they haven't helped out their defense in that regard. Fatigue, although fatigue has hardly seemed to be a problem for Thomas County Central on either side of the ball as Brenton gets the carry. That's only the third play they've run in this quarter.
And you suspect that you're going to start getting a heavy dose of Trey Brenton as this game goes up 21 points. They're going to start running the ball, trying to get downhill, chew up some clock, and let him impose his will.
Yeah, you would think they're going to start letting the air out of the ball here. And Brenton gets the run, and Brenton gets pushed back. Ends up on the ground after the whistle. Let's see where they spot his forward motion, the 20, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And that's where Brenton has been so effective this year. Gets stronger as the game goes on. He's the guy that you lean on when you get that lead, and then you win the game by just giving him the ball in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Flag down on the field.
Offsides on Woodward, similar to what we saw earlier in this half on Thomas County Central.
Encroachment on the defense. Penalties 5 yards. Results in a 1st down.
R.J. Harrison just on the wrong side of the ball on that play, number 3 out on the corner. You can see he's trying to explain. Didn't really feel like he was the ball had been set yet, but it had. And offsides and gifting Thomas County a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 at the 25. Now under 2.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Brenton going to get it again. Trey Brenton rumbles up to the 31-yard line. It's a big 6-yard pickup on 1st down. 2nd down and 4 coming up.
The ultimate weapon to have. Big power back in this situation. Can run behind his pass. Low to the ground. Listed at 5'10", looks more like he's 5'8".
Ball thrown to the wide side, or the near side, I should say. And that was Petrie, the intended target, I think. Petrie was the intended target.
It looks like Jalen Johnson is going to own that, as he said. Not really sure which receiver he was throwing that ball to. Looked like he was expecting Pringle to work back to the ball out of that slot.
You know, I thought it was interesting when Justin Rogers told us that his quarterback, Jalen Johnson, a sophomore, is naturally introverted. I haven't seen many quarterbacks who are like that, but quiet in his demeanor, but also very consistent in his demeanor. They're running the screen to Pringle. It gets blown up right away. Hurd was there. And it's going to be 4th down. But not usually the characteristics and traits that you see in a quarterback.
And a lot of that is just being a sophomore and walking into the locker room and not knowing who you can vocalize your voice to.
When you're a 10th grader.
You're a 10th grader in that locker room. You grow up with these kids. These are your friends. You've been knowing them since you was a kid. So it's hard just to jump in day one at that grade and take over vocally.
Wow, Grice takes a huge hit from you-know-who, Taiwan Christopher, on the punt coverage.
Mr. Christopher just plays everything and makes plays, doing it on all levels here. Big play here.
Yeah, Grice doesn't call fair catch.
Grice deciding to try to field the ball, and Taiwan Christopher is not having any of that tonight.
What a game for Taiwan Christopher tonight here in the state championship game. Christopher now with 8 tackles, 8 solo tackles, a TFL, 3 PBU. And the stats only partly tell the story. He has wreaked havoc on this Woodward Academy offense all night. Walker scrambling here to the near side, and he's going to try to get the first down. Didn't quite get there. Steps out of bounds. I think about an 8-yard gain for him on that play.
Deep routes, nowhere to go down the field, feeling the pressure out on the edge. Deciding to tuck the ball away. Caleb Anderson trying to bring him down. Good job of getting 8 yards on that play.
2nd down and 2. Ball is at the 40. Farrington the catch at the 49. That'll move the sticks. Another first down for Woodward Academy.
Empty backfield. Yellow Jackets still coming with the pressure. Making Walker have to make quick decisions, taking his ability to really throw the ball deep away with all this pressure he's having to work underneath all night long to guys like Abdullah and Grice.
It's just been a really weird stats game. That's 14 first downs for Woodward Academy, and Thomas County Central only has 10. Heavy rush. Walker runs away from it, running to the sideline, picks up the first down. Landon Walker making things happen with his legs. That'll move the sticks again. And with that, Woodward Academy nearly has the same amount of yardage as Thomas County Central at this point. That should put them right around 240, which is around the number. Yeah, it's 245. They actually have more now, more yardage total than Thomas County Central. More plays, over 20 more plays, more time of possession. Ball goes to Grice. He goes down to make a 1-yard catch. You see Grice, or did they rule that incomplete?
Incomplete.
They did rule it incomplete.
Walker expecting Grice to come back to the ball there on that screen. Grice staying wide and just short on the throw there is Walker. Still empty backfield, spreading this defense out. Cam Clark, the D coordinator, still dialing up the pressure, dogging with these linebackers.
We saw Griffin Marshall run one play, and he came off the field flexing his shoulder. I don't think he's good to go. It's going to be Walker's game the entire night. Overthrows Bettis, his target out there at the 15, or make that the 25-yard line. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Just not able to set up right there, dogging, linebackers blitzing, the A-gaps. Couldn't deliver the ball out on the edge. Bettis had a step.
Well, right when I say it, Griffin Marshall comes in the game. What do I know?
Marshall playing with a sore shoulder. How well he can throw the ball is going to be key, but I expect this defense to continue blitz and make the quarterback make decisions quick.
So 3rd down and 10. Marshall in the game, going to gun it to the far side and try to drop it in over the defender and get it to Bettis. Missed, and it's going to be 4th down.
Nice job.
But the throw looks okay.
Nice job by Rubo, the linebacker, dropping back in coverage, showing blitz, dropping into coverage that time. And that's a function, as you talked about, changing quarterbacks. Griffin Marshall, they're okay playing zone, playing back with Walker. They are blitzing.
Woodward Academy going for it on 4th and 10. Down 3 scores, 20 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. Got to get it to the 26 to keep the drive alive. Pulled him offside. Now it's going to be 4th and 5.
And you got a false start here on maybe the quarterback.
Oh, really?
Really? It's like Marshall started pulling back. Very close. Walker's calling for the ball. The line looks like they thought the ball was going to be snapped as well. You could see all of them looking in there at Bradley Smith.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
So now 4th and 15. It's hard to bring a quarterback in the middle of a game.
Especially this defense is lathered up. They're moving at a tempo that even Walker can barely handle. And Griffin Marshall, a gamer as a senior, big, 6'2", 200 pounds, fighting through a little injury.
They give him a pocket, goes deep across the middle. Grice has it inside the 10. Touchdown, Woodward Academy. 41 yards on the play. Wayne, what happened?
Nice job right there. Picked up the blitz. Good pocket to throw from Marshall. Working out of the slot again. You can see offensive line, good protection, plenty of time. Great ball there to Grice. D. Riddick seems like he got caught in. He didn't know whether either to hit Grice or try to intercept, and then trying to make that decision. And you can see Marshall still swinging that arm, trying to keep it loose.
So it's 35-20 with 13 seconds to play in the third. The PAT by Hengis is up and good, and it's 35-21.
Right here, not coming with the blitz, good protection. And you can see right there, just made a bad angle on the ball was Riddick. Having a step on the linebacker is Grice for the touchdown.
Well, that is a big score right there, Wayne, because we're going to go into the fourth quarter, and Woodward Academy still has a shot to win this game. Let's check in with Nikki.
Matt Wayne, you know, senior Ben Grice had been flirting with the football all game and finally got his big reception that led to a touchdown. Well, when I talked to Coach Hunt this week about his seniors and I asked him what his message to them was, and he said, look, these football players, I told them to go out and give it your all. You're going to leave the game at the end with your head held high no matter the outcome. Seize the special opportunity. One of their former quarterbacks, Ryan Glover, also during his career, he said, look, we lost 4 games and we never made it to a state title game. So Ryan sent them a video message with that exact message. Hey, look, we only lost 4 games, but we never made it to where you guys are tonight. And that gave them a little spark plug heading into this game.
Well, they're still in it. As improbable as it seems, as dominant as it seems that Thomas County Central has been at the time, I think the message here, even though Thomas County Central's had all these big hits, if you let the offense stay on the field, they're eventually going to start putting things together. And that's what's happened with Woodward Academy to this point. Returned by Riddick, and he makes it up to the 32. Looks like some things were said as he was going out of bounds. And that's where Thomas County Central will put it in play. 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. 24-yard return by Riddick.
Now can this defense of Woodward step up and get a stop and get the ball back to their offense? That has been something that really hasn't happened tonight. As you can see, 35 points on the board. Jalen Johnson and his offense has just had their way. It's time for the defense to start making some plays and try to get their offense to short field, not having to drive the length of the field consistently to try to get back in this game down 14.
So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Final play of the third quarter coming up right here. And Brenton on the run is going to end the quarter with about a 6-yard run on the play. And they'll have it at the 36 when we come back and start the fourth. Thomas County Central hyping it up as they get ready for the fourth and final quarter, but Woodward Academy hanging in there. It's 35-21 as we head to the final period at the Benz.
The GHSA football playoffs and championships are brought to you by Alpha Insurance. We're more than just an insurance company. We're a part of your community.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
You know, I'm a person too.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
Over here.
Woodward Academy outscored Thomas County Central 14-7 in that third quarter. So they're able to trim a touchdown off that deficit, and it's 35-21 as we head to the fourth. Thomas County Central hoping for their first state championship since 1997. Woodward Academy hoping for their first since 1980 under legendary Hall of Fame coach Graham Hickson. They ran the box T offense, the old Notre Dame box T, back when Hickson won the state championship in 1980. Second down and 4 with the ball sitting on the 36. Short gain on the play. Going to bring up third down and short for Thomas County Central. 5 touchdown drives in under 2.5 minutes, 3 under 38 seconds. And that's a big reason why their defense has been on the field so long. Their offense has scored so quickly. Jalen Johnson going to quarterback run for the first down.
Heavy package in once again for Thomas County. Just enough right there by Jalen Johnson to pick up that first down. You can see the extra lineman in there, kick out block, scored on a touchdown like that earlier in the game. Just trying to get that first down, covering the ball up. Nice job there by Johnson.
First and 10, ball at the 41. Brenton getting outside, has the first down. Whipped out of bounds by R.J. Harrison.
Nice job of patience here by Brenton, bouncing to the outside. Nice kick out block there by Petrie. Physical at the end of the run, as you would expect by Brenton.
12-yard pickup. Another run for Brenton. He's bulling his way forward. Still pushing the pile. They haven't blown the whistle yet. And finally gets the first down, or very close to it.
This is Trey Brenton time. This is what he likes to put on his uniform. The first 3 quarters belongs to everyone else, and this is what he likes to do. Get downhill, get behind those pads, churn those legs, and pick up first downs.
The finisher. First and 10. Ball at the 37 now. And Woodward Academy just cannot afford to let them score again. Ball in the middle and caught in stride, touchdown to Malachi Thomas. Might be the backbreaker right there. Malachi Thomas with his second touchdown catch of the game.
Malachi Thomas making us question what head coach Justin Rogers called him. He said he was an inline tight end. 2 big touchdowns right there, running on the back end. Nice route. That's that receiver that's inside of him. 6'4", big target down the field. Nice play action fake right there. Nice play design by offensive coordinator Joe Thornton to get Thomas down the field.
41-21 pending the PAT. Make it 42-21. Malachi Thomas, 37-yard touchdown catch. Big play right here as Thomas County Central trying to put this one away.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with Regions Bank.
Matt Wayne, when we were talking to Coach Rogers this week, you couldn't help but notice his beard, which he alluded to as well. He said he's been growing out that beard since the playoffs. It's something that he's been doing since college back in 1998. That's right, I just dated Coach. He said he's going to shave it off in stages after the game, hopefully after a win. Day 1 is the goatee. Day 2 is the Fu Manchu. Day 3 is the mustache. On day 4, you'll get the soul patch, and by day 5, it is gone. How about that, you guys?
Did you just say that you dated him?
You know what? I did. I take it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Generation gap right there, Matt.
Well, Coach Rogers, I'm envious because I can't grow facial hair, so if I could grow that much hair, Matt, I would never cut it off.
Yeah, you know, he says the Fu Manchu, and I always liked the Fu Manchu on Major League Baseball relief pitchers. If I'm ever a Major League Baseball relief pitcher, which there's at this point a very, very low probability that's ever going to happen, but if it does happen, I'm going to grow a Fu Manchu. Great kick coverage right there by Thomas County Central. The Beard's going to get him a state championship here tonight, it looks like, barring some kind of disastrous collapse or rally or a combination of both from Woodward Academy. Let's see who they bring out here to play quarterback. That's going to be Landon Walker again. Walker in the game, 19 for 44. And a touchdown. Actually, that's 19 for 44. That's his rushing totals. 19 carries for 44 yards. He's 17 of 34 passing for 183. Passes thrown complete to Abdullah at the 23-yard line.
Once again, coming with the pressure off the edge with Caleb Anderson having to sit in there and take that big hit was Walker. Delivering the ball, though, to Abdullah. And that has been really the only route, regardless of receiver, that Woodward has been able to complete that inside slot slant. So much pressure, not a lot of time to survey the field and throw the ball deep.
2nd down and 9. Second down and 1 after a pickup of 9. Blitz is coming up the middle. Here comes the rush. Walker gets away from it. Going to throw on the run, and it was caught. Does it count?
We're going to get a holding call here on Bradley Smith, the center. Linebackers dogging with pressure again. Jaden Rubo, you can see coming right there in that A gap, and 60 right there, just grabbing him and pulling him to the ground there.
It's Bradley Smith, who's committed to Duke. Consensus 3-star. Rated by Rivals as high as the number 5 interior offensive lineman in the country. He picked Duke.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. And now.
Picked Duke back in February over 25+ offers, including Georgia Tech. Lights just went dim here.
Bradley Smith been toughing it out.
And the lights?
MCL sprain.
Maybe they're on a timer. We had that happen at Walton during the playoffs, not in a game that we were televising, but the lights were on a timer in the middle of the playoff, and at 10 o'clock, they went out automatically. The game was delayed, I think, for about 30 minutes as they waited for the lights to reboot. So not sure what happened right there, but everything got dark. Not totally dark, not Super Bowl dark.
Everybody has their camera phone light on, trying to help out, but
Going to need a little more candle power than that.
In a building this size, and now they're going back up.
There they are.
There they are.
So 2nd down and 11 as we resume play.
Handling the pressure, that is key for this O-line. And Landon Walker making him throw the quick routes, get the ball out of his hands. You can see TCC showing pressure once again.
And bringing pressure once again. Walker delivers to Grice. Grice on a slant. Gets to the outside, and a big pickup for Ben Grice and Woodward Academy as he steps out of bounds at the 42. Grice playing in his final high school football game. 29-yard catch right there. He's got 9 catches for 137.
Underneath, coming with the slant right there, underneath the zone. Nice job of Grice finding that open space for his quarterback, making his big target so he can deliver that ball under pressure.
1st down and 10. Farrington on the run. You know, Grice is committed to Wake Forest. That means if everything plays out the way it's supposed to, some guy named Hecklinski could be throwing him the ball sometime in the near future.
A superstar combination in the making there. Hecklinski to Grice. Walton's own Jeremy Hecklinski. We get a chance to check him out tomorrow night.
Yeah, the GPB Sports Offensive Player of the Year. He'll try to lead the Walton Raiders to their first ever 15-0 and state championship season. Heavy rush and another quarterback sack. Cameron Brooks got there first.
As I said earlier in the broadcast, Matt, write the name down. 6'4" off the edge, quick off the ball, good use of the hands there. Just scratching the surface with the talent with that young man. Only a sophomore. Coach Rogers says he's learning how to play the run, but he has the pass rush technique down to a science so far for a young 15-year-old.
That's his 2nd quarterback sack of the night. And that's going to be his 3rd quarterback sack of the night.
Big off the edge once again. Just too much speed right there for the right tackle. As he get good off, using a hand, swapping the hands away right there of Houston. And then once he gets that big paw on, Walker just nowhere to go.
9 quarterback sacks for that Thomas County Central defense tonight. Brooks with 3. Anderson has 2. Walter Reddick has 2.5, and Rubo has a sack and a half. Fair catch is called for in the last second by Pringle after a 36-yard kick, and that's where Thomas County Central will go on offense. They got the lead, they got the ball, and they're 7:35 away from a state championship.
Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
At Regions Bank, we're here to listen to your needs, and we'll customize a plan to help you reach your financial goals. Our service to Georgia goes beyond banking to creating more inclusive prosperity in our communities. From education to financial wellness to economic development, we're working to level the playing field so more people can succeed and our communities can thrive.
While we've got a quick break in the action, did you know that the same area of just one football field can contain up to 95 termite colonies? That's why you need Breda Pest Management to defend your home. Breda, the official pest control of high school football.
Oh, could you give me a soda there?
7:35 to play in the 6A state championship game. Thomas County Central 42-21 lead on Woodward Academy. In what has been a dominating performance, Wayne, by the Yellow Jackets defense.
The horns were blowing early. They finally got them to quiet down, but the players were still playing at a tremendous speed, and it's just been a dominant performance, especially defensively, attacking the quarterback with pressure, and the efficiency of the offense has just been outstanding. Not a lot of plays, as we have pointed out, but when they have had the ball, 3 or 4 plays, they're in the end zone.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. Handoff goes to Brenton, sheds a tackle. There he goes, inside the 30 and all the way down to the 10, but there's a flag down on the field at the 44. I have a holding call coming against Thomas County Central. That was a 47-yard pickup by Brenton. This is going to be erased by the penalty.
During the run, holding on the offensive team. The penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 1st down.
Got Trayvon Pringle, number 7, with the holding call there. Long blocks to get Brenton to the outside.
It looks like the Woodward Academy side's thinned out a little bit when you only have 15 minutes to go to get back to home base. But when you got 5 hours to go, you're staying for the whole thing.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy this moment until the sun comes up. Coach Rogers and his fans, what a turnout for a school and a fan base so far away from the bins. Great crowd support.
1st down and 9 after the penalty. And Ponder gets his 3rd carry of the game. And the clock continues to go. Approaching 7 minutes left in this one. 4 more state championship games tomorrow. Our final flag championship, then 3 more tackle football championships. Starting with Cedar Grove and Savannah Christian at 1 o'clock. Should be a heck of a ball game. That's 3A and 5A. You got Coffee and Creekside. And then at 7 o'clock, you got the 7A final, Walton and Milton. 2nd down and 9. Right up the middle, Brenton running hard. Going to bring up 3rd down and 1 as he picks up about 8 on that carry.
Good blocking there in the middle of that line by Braswell. Owen Petrie, talked to Coach about him, the scrappy young right guard, only listed at 195. Smaller than Trey Brenton up there blocking in the O-line, and a nice run there by the big running back downhill.
3rd down and 1. They bring in the jumbo package here. Jalen Johnson going to follow his blockers and pick up the 1st down. He went for 31 yards and a touchdown on the same play back in the 1st half. And he picks up the 1st right there.
That has been their key 3rd and short, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, 4th and 1 play right there off that left side with that heavy package where they send in the backup guards, both guards, Cooper and Craig Miles. And now we have an injured player down there.
It's Andrew Hines, their Mike linebacker. Another Wake Forest commit. I think that's one of the things that you and I would agree as we've gone through this entire season calling Football Fridays in Georgia, how many Wake Forest and Duke commits we have seen in the state of Georgia. It's really kind of been surprising.
And very high level players, players that we've seen that just take over games, big time talent with high ceilings have decided to go to Wake and to Duke. two schools known for their education and more for basketball when you think about them. Getting a lot of recruits. Duke had a tremendous season this year, losing their coach to Texas A&M. Good to see Andrew Hines up and running off.
He's another one of those Wake Forest commits. He chose the Demon Deacons back on April 9th over 30+ offers, including Georgia Tech and Duke, and he's his highest ranking ESPN 4-star, number 27 linebacker in the country. So good to see him get back up on his feet as we are now at 6 minutes to go in this state final.
You expect this ball just first, second, and third down in this drive just to be runs, trying to milk the clock, keep the ball in bounds.
And the play clock is running. So they're just going to sit there and play watch the clock. And when it gets around 10, they're going to snap the huddle and get up to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to hand off to Brent. And Brent's going to bull forward down to the 42-yard line. He got 7 on the play. Making the 41. He got 6 on the play because the ball was spotted at the 47. And now 5 minutes to go. They're doing a really good job of burning the clock here. They're pretty much running about, it's not quite just 2 plays every 2 minutes, more like 3 plays every 2 minutes, but really doing a good job.
This is, most people have heard of 2-minute offense. This is what they call 4-minute offense for an offensive team, where you're really not even trying to score. You're just hoping to get 3 or 4 yards on each play and keep the clock ticking.
Brenton gets to the 41 on that play. And the clock resets. It's at 35. So when that thing jumps back to 40, I mean, you could see how quickly you can burn the clock out in the game. And it's going to be, by the time they have to snap it again, it's going to be under 4. I mean, you're looking at maybe, what, 2 more first downs?
And sitting in the heavy package once again, as you can see. The backup O-linemen come in. All 3 of them come in. They cut down their splits.
Jalen Johnson again going to run for another first down. Might run for another score. Finally clipped at the feet as he goes out of bounds at the 10.
So it was okay right there. Right at the end. Looked like he's got his ankle rolled up. But this heavy package, it might be called super heavy. When you send all these big bodies, kick out blocks, they have really made this play work tonight, bringing in that package. I don't know that they have been stopped once tonight when they bring in that situation in those 3rd and shorts.
That puts him triple digits in the rushing category, 20 carries for 120. Brenton going to run to the end zone and score the touchdown for Thomas County Central. And the crowning blow right there. And it's 48-21. And now the ring me demonstrations come out. Everybody ring me. They're going to get the ring.
Great blocking in the offensive line and tight ends. Raylan McDowell, Malachi Thomas pulling the left guard, Tommy Hires around the corner, sealing that corner. Really no one even having to negotiate by Brenton to get into the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown of the night for Brenton. And now he also is north of 100. 21 carries for 136. And Thomas County Central going to win their first state title since 1997. And you know, you think about that, 1997, you and I remember 1997.
Yes, we do.
The kids playing this game weren't born in 1997. Not even close.
Not even a thought of it in their parents' mind at that time.
So we think 1997, we can remember that. We've got perspective on that. But for these kids, that might as well be ancient history.
Probably have a couple of coaches on the staff that were not even around at that time. So to put themselves in the history book and a new era in that amount of time, when you talk about 26, 27 years, it's a new era of football for Thomas County, and a dominant performance by this team tonight.
Well, I think they're well on their way to rewriting their own history down there. Prior to this season, it was, well, let's all remember the 1990s. We've won 5 state titles in 6 years under Ed Pilcher. Well, Justin Rogers is writing his own book down there. They're about to be 27-1 over the last 2 seasons and break through and get that state title here in 2023. Kick ricochets downfield, and Woodward Academy covers it at the 24, and the War Eagles will go back out there on offense probably for the final time here in 2023.
The War Eagles this year, very impressive coming into this game with 11-game win streak. The defense played phenomenal for them this season, really carried the team and let the offense kind of find itself here and there. We see Griffin Marshall back in the game at QB.
Giving a senior a chance to close this one out. First and 10, ball at the 24, 25. Run by Farrington. And Farrington going to get 20+ yards on the play, or right at 20+. Didn't even get 20. He got 18. Got to the 43. I'll get the math right here as we go under 3.5 minutes to go. And don't forget to join us for our National Signing Day coverage. It's coming up on December 20th. That's next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have it for you streaming live on gpb.org/sports, the GPB Sports app, and on our social media platforms, including Facebook. We'll wait and see what happens here over the next 8 days. For the most part, when you get to National Signing Day, all the hay's in the barn, but every once in a while there's a stray piece of hay that gets away and surprises you, and that comes a big story on National Signing Day. But by and large, all the recruiting classes are set here for this early signing day period. I think what's happened is, you know, the latter signing day period has also gained a little traction because of the transfer portal. So there are a lot of players that have to wait for that final signing day, the traditional signing day in February, to find where they end up going to college.
And I think they call that last moment the Travis Hunter. Ever since then, it's been everybody's kind of holding their breath because me and you covered him, and that was a very surprising kind of last moment move. And ever since in that last 2 years where everybody's kind of holding their breath, the recruiters, the colleges, the fans, that we can bring that big player in.
Of course, the rumor that's floating right now is Dylan Raiola, who's been committed to Georgia forever, and you know the story. His family moved from Phoenix to Buford to be close to the University of Georgia because that was where he was going to play his high school football. But his dad, Dominic, was a star offensive lineman at Nebraska. He's taking an official visit to Nebraska this weekend. So speculation is being fueled right now that there might be a flip coming, and we'll wait and see what happens. You know, regardless of your college affiliation and who you pull for, from my personal standpoint, you know, these are big decisions for these kids, and you want them to think it all the way through. You know, dot all the I's, cross all the T's, do your due diligence so that when it comes to National Signing Day, you make the right choice for you and your family.
And so much, especially for a lot of the quarterbacks, as you can see, whether in high school or college, it seems to be about success. The previous quarterback is there, like a Carson Beck, and his success with Georgia.
And Abdullah going to get into the end zone with a great athletic play right there. Catching the ball, refusing to go to the ground, keeping his balance and getting into the end zone for a score for the War Eagles to make it 49-27.
Nice job of protection. Finally able to set his feet, deliver the ball downfield. And what an outstanding catch and run right here by Abdullah. Able to stay in bounds, keep his balance. The young junior, the 4-star right there, strong.
Yeah, he's going to have an interesting recruitment here over the next year. You know, his signing day is not going to be until December of 2024 for the class of 2025. He's got another year to go with the War Eagles, but already with 50 offers, including Tennessee. So
a lot of decisions when you have 50 envelopes sitting there, 50 emails.
Yeah.
Wanting your attention is Abdullah.
He's got a lot of work to do to figure it out, but he's got time. He's got another year to go, and of course the spring is always a big time for the recruits because that's when the coaches come in and can evaluate them. They can go out there and, you know, start making plans for visits and official visits. Coming up tomorrow, 4 more state championship games. All starts with the Flag Football Championship in Division III. Polk Greyhounds take on the Allatoona Buccaneers. The Class 3A Championship. Savannah Christian takes on Cedar Grove. We saw the Saints in week 1 of our broadcast schedule go toe-to-toe with 7A Westlake. Trojan and the Trojans of Coffee and Creekside. Hard to believe Coffee has never won a championship. As great as that program has been down in Douglas, Georgia, they're going for their first tomorrow against Creekside. And then at 7 o'clock, the 7A Championship, Milton and Walton. Walton going for their first, Milton going for their second. 2 schools separated by 11 miles.
Timeout. Thomas County Central. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Should be an exciting game, Matt. 2 Power 5 quarterbacks, yeah. Luke Nickel, Jeremy Heklinski. It might be 9, 10 receivers. I mean, the depth at both teams at receiver. DeBron Gatling at Milton. Should be a fun game, exciting game. Defense all around. Those corners at Milton going to Tennessee, and on the other side, Wendell Gregory. Just so much talent.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Absolutely, and I think if you're just a fan of high school football, you got no dog in the fight, so to speak. I think it'll be an interesting watch for you because of all the college talent that'll be on the field. I mean, it's not going to be like there's going to be more college talent in that game, close to, I don't know mathematically if it's true, but close to as much in that one game as all the other games combined. So it truly is 7A football, and certainly 6A. We're going to have a champion here tonight with Thomas County Central. I'd like to see them go up against some of those guys with the speed that they have at linebacker. That would be a fun watch too.
And the 2 coaches with Reeves and Bruner, the intensity, they both they act like their pads are in the car and they want to play. It's just great to see those guys, and it should be a fun, thrilling game.
Chip shot downfield, going to bounce out of bounds. So
Hunter Teal, Ryan G, just all kind of talent.
I know
tomorrow night. It's the names are just coming out now.
And again, the point being, I mean, even if you don't care about Milton and Walton, you just like high school football. You like to look at future college talent, some of it future NFL talent, perhaps. That would be something to watch. So we got a penalty here on the kickoff, and as the ball went out of bounds, I think, Dave, I believe Thomas County Central gets the ball 5 yards from the spot. Is that right?
Free kick infraction on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the spot where it went out of bounds. First down.
Nice job, Matt.
Yeah, there you go. I've learned a little something calling all these games. I'm finally getting down with the rules.
Got to get you a visor and a whistle.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because, you know, because it was so close to the 35. I wanted to see what the call would mean with it so close to the 35.
Yeah, the intent there is to make sure we don't have extra kickoffs if we don't need it. So
1st and 10 as Thomas County Central goes back on offense with 2:11 left in this game. So we're going to see if we can get this game
False
to midnight.
Start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
11:54 and 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Wayne, what's you taking over or under that we get to midnight?
I'm going to take the over. I believe we're going to get to midnight.
We're going to get to midnight? Okay.
We're going to get there.
It's going to take us 6 minutes to complete these last 2 minutes in a 21-point game.
Still some confusion by Thomas County. They're looking to the sideline for the play.
Handoff goes to Brenton. He's going to get about 3 on the play. Trey Brenton, the senior, closing out his career in style. Going to win a state championship here tonight. 21 carries for 136, couple of touchdowns prior to that. So now he's at 22 for 140, which means he's going to be up over right at 1450 for the season when everything's said and done. I'm going to take the under. I don't think we are going to get to midnight. I cheated. I waited to see what was going to happen. Brenton fumbled the ball. Okay, we might. Now we might. There is a fumble. Brenton coughed it up. Woodward says they got it, and they do. All right, I just take back what I said.
There's still time, Matt. We got about 3.5 minutes here. Brenton right here just kind of got lackadaisical at the end of that run right there, as you can see, not holding the ball. Nice job pulling that ball out by Jerome Pettis Jr.
I've always heard that if you work across 2 days, so in this case going from Tuesday to Wednesday, everybody gets 2-day rate. that got a chuckle from the truck.
Everybody's eyes went up like, is that a real rule? We need to write that in. Let's get that. Let's get that passed.
I just made that up. Everybody's thanking me now. So 1st and 10 for Woodward Academy. Ball at the 49-yard line. And Walker, another quarterback sack. Why not? Why not another quarterback sack?
D. Riddick still playing at a high speed. This defense, no substitutions on this defense. They're still all in this game, still fully engaged, playing at that same tempo they started with.
10th quarterback sack of the night for Thomas County Central. Wow. How many, is that 5 different players now with quarterback sacks? I'll glance at the numbers real quick. Walker gets it out of there, throws it as far as he can, incomplete.
And TCC actually got away with only playing 10 people on defense on that snap right there. No one went in for D. Riddick. Only had 10 people on defense.
So yeah, 5 different quarterback sackers tonight, led by Cameron Brooks 3, Walter Reddick 2.5, Jaden Rubbo had 1.5, Anderson had 2, and D. Reddick had 1. And nearly got an 11th, a scoop and score opportunity. They're going to rule this an incomplete pass, I think, and they're going to blow it dead.
Cameron Brooks still working off the edge, working to the quarterback, only a 3-man rush. As you can see, number 9 at the bottom of your screen, working on the right tackle, knocking the ball, hit that elbow.
And Brooks going for quarterback sack number 4 right there.
He's looking like, shouldn't that count as a sack? He wants his sack. One of many for the young sophomore in his future.
Man, he is a fine looking prospect. 4th and 15. Clock running. 11:59 on Tuesday night. Across the middle, it is caught, and that's going to be a first down. Bettis picks up the first down. Stops the clock, move the chains, 23 seconds left in the game.
Going with a little tempo, getting back up to the ball, empty backfield.
Trying to change the final score in this game. Not the result. Up top and nearly intercepted. 13 seconds and the clock about to strike midnight, literally, and it has literally and figuratively for Woodward Academy.
I'm going to really research that next day thing you brought up, Matt. I think that's
Well, go talk to our VP of Sports, Kevin Gerke. I'm sure he'll sign off on it. Second down and 10. This might be the final play. Caught, snagged out of the air. Nice play by Farrington. And the clock will stop again with 6 seconds. They're going to get to throw it to the end zone one more time. Thomas County Central has a man down.
Like Christopher is down right there. Number 6, Taiwan Christopher. Slowed him. Get up.
He got shaken up on the end of that play, making that tackle. Christopher, what a game he's had.
Nice job getting the ball out down to Farrington, and just right there at the end as he fell, trying to make that tackle.
Ovation for Taiwan Christopher. Six seconds to go. And Wayne, you won the bet. What did we bet?
Timeout. Woodward Academy. First charge timeout of the half.
It was just a gentleman's bet. We just was seeing who could find.
Oh, for good sport.
Yeah, for good sport.
Just for good sport. Well, we can now officially say that we'll have 4 more games today, starting at 11 a.m. And here's the schedule, starting with Pope and Altoona. Division III Flag Championship. Savannah Christian, Cedar Grove in the 3A title game. Coffee and Creekside in the 5A championship. And then 7A, Milton and Walton, 7 o'clock. And the second day of the Georgia High School Football Championships comes down to possibly this one final play. Walker scrambling. Brooks nearly got himself another sack, thrown out of the back of the end zone. Clock hits 0. Thomas County Central, they've already got the number up there, adding the 2023, the 6th state title in Yellow Jackets history.
Complimentary football for Thomas County Central tonight. An efficient offense, making big plays down the field, and a dominant defense that continued to dial up the pressure, get to and harass the quarterback. And what a beautiful win for the Yellow Jackets.
It was thorough. 49-28 the final. 10 quarterback sacks, 12 TFL, 4 PBU. A block punt. They really got after it on the defensive side of the ball, and they kept Woodward Academy on their heels and running for their life most of the night.
Just no ability to make the big play down the field. Woodward never able to establish Lucas Farrington running the ball, and defensively they just never really made any plays in critical moments to stop Thomas County Central.
Such a weird game statistically. Woodward Academy outgains Thomas County Central 418 to 398. Woodward Academy runs 76 total plays to Thomas County Central's 48. Time of possession, Woodward Academy 30 minutes 10 seconds. Thomas County Central 17 minutes 50 seconds. As Mark Twain once says, there's three kind of lies. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics.
And these statistics
they
definitely
told you a big fat lie. The lie being that statistically is that Woodward Academy was in this game and won it, when the truth of the matter is they were never really in the game and Thomas County Central dominated it.
Never really made it close. Had a couple of moments to put some points, to get within 14. And as soon as those moments happened, the Yellow Jackets went right back down the field and pushed the lead even farther. Always seemed to be in control. Defensively, they were willing to give up a couple of underneath routes that made some big plays, but they continue to dial up. Never was made uncomfortable on their way to the title.
(15-0), just the second 15-0 in Thomas County Central history, the other coming in 1997. And dare say, do we have another dominant run in the offing for this Yellow Jackets program? When they won 5 out of 6 in the 90s, they might be kick-starting another one.
And they have the kind of young quarterback in Jalen Johnson to be able to build around. He showed the ability to extend plays and also run the ball as he grows as a thrower.
They'll have 4 of their defensive starters back next year, but 2 of those 4 are 2 of their best, D. Reddick and Cameron Brooks. So they lose some pieces and some important pieces, but they also bring back some real nuggets. And Woodward Academy receiving the runner-up trophy. They finished the season 12-3. Tough night for his guys, and you know the day started for his players taking final exams, and they'll be taking final exams again tomorrow.
Today.
Yes, today. You're right.
But what a great season they put together, coming in here 12-2. Kind of a surprise team when you talked about them rounding the community.
Yep.
You didn't hear a lot of buzz about Woodward Academy and reaching this point in the season.
No, you're right. Thomas County Central, they got a lot of attention. Gainesville got a lot of attention. Langston Hughes got a lot of attention. Roswell, Douglas County, as they went on and on and on and got to 13-0 before they were finally defeated. You see all 3 of those guys up there for Woodward Academy going on to play college ball in the ACC. How about that? Grice, Wake Forest. Hines, Wake Forest. Bradley Smith, Duke. So their high school careers are ending. Their college careers are just now beginning.
And the horns are back going again, Matt. I hear
can't
the
penalize
horns.
them anymore. There's can't throw a penalty flag on the horns at this point as Thomas County Central climbs up on the podium. You saw Nikki. They already got the headlines printed, the #1 headline printed. They got the placard already printed. They had some confidence that they were going to win this thing, didn't they? Let's send it down to John Nelson.
Thank you very much, Matt Stewart. As we turn day 3 here of the championships, we still have to award the last championship for day 2. First and foremost, shout out to our friends from Woodward Academy. A fantastic season for you guys, making it to the last game of the year. But now it is time to present the final trophy of day 2 here in day 3. And to do it, the Executive Director of the Georgia High School Association, Dr. Robin Himes.
First, I'd like to congratulate Woodward Academy on an outstanding season. And thank you all that came to support your team. Congratulations, guys. All right. First thing I would like to do is thank all of Thomas County for showing up here tonight for your guys. I also have to say that certainly traditionally, Thomas County is one of the greatest programs in the history of the Georgia High School Association. And while it's been a little while, Coach, it didn't take you long to get them here, and I want to congratulate you. And on behalf of Alpha Insurance and the Georgia High School Association, we are pleased and honored to present you with this state championship trophy. All right. Coach, it's just been a couple of short years to get you back to this point. You know, what has it meant for your community, your school, and the work that these guys have put into this program?
Well, the biggest thing is, first and foremost, you know, thank you to good Lord. I mean, he has blessed this program. He has blessed us so much. He's so good to us. So thank you for him. Next, it's everybody. It's the community. It's the administration. It's the coaches. It's the players. It ain't one thing. It's like a good gumbo, baby. It's everything that goes into it. And we're just so thankful.
So let's talk about that rule a little bit. We'll start with the defense. Double-digit sacks from a handful of different folks tonight. Tenacious all night long.
No doubt. What's the old saying? Offense, you know, puts fans in the seats. Defense wins championships. And you've seen that in the playoffs. Our defense just balling out week after week against better competition. Just unbelievable for our coaches and our players on defense, the way they play.
Offensively, a bunch of different weapons did it for you. You got out to the big lead, then you put the pedal down second half when you needed to.
No doubt, a complete effort tonight. I thought special teams, offense, defense, I mean, like you say, our offense played great, controlled the ball early, and, man, just so happy right now.
And I know that you're also happy that it's the end of it's the beginning of the Christmas season, the end of that beard, yeah?
Beard's coming off, boys. This is it. This is what I grew it for, but it's coming off. It's worth it, though.
5 and 6 years and back the first time in a long time. Is there anybody from Thomasville here tonight rooting on the Yellow Jackets? Because guess what? You're state champs in 6A. Congratulations. Thanks again, Justin. Let's send it back upstairs to Matt and Wayne.
All right, thank you, Nelly. Great to hear. Coach Justin Rogers had a tremendous time visiting with him this week leading up to the state championship game. I love his enthusiasm.
Matt, I got to get down to Thomas County and try this gumbo. Coach Rogers, he's talking about it. I lived in New Orleans for 3 years.
That's the second time we heard about this gumbo.
Yeah, this gumbo that's going on in Thomas County, but they are playing football. They are playing at a high level, and when you can play this kind of defense against anybody, you take home championships, and this team, well-deserved effort out here. Stars in the making, still on the team, Cameron Brooks. On defense, guys like D. Riddick, and the breakout star for this team tonight, Jalen Johnson, offensively at the quarterback position.
You know, it's just been a long time since you've seen a dominating defensive performance like this on this big of a stage.
Yeah, it just seems like the other team is just a level down. The speed, the execution had Woodward just confused all night long, not able to do anything they wanted to do. Really, the only route they was getting was the quick slant underneath. And this defense from all areas, all 3 levels, just dominated.
All right, I think we can send it down now to Nikki Noto-Palmer. She's standing by with our Georgia Cotton Commission Player of the Game, and it's Taiwan Christopher.
That's right, that's right. He was shocked when I told him he was Player of the Game. He flashed me that big smile. He didn't show me the ring finger. Where's your ring finger, though? All right, it's ready for it. All right, so let's go over your stats real quick. 7 solo tackles, 3 pass breakups, 1 tackle for loss. You're a senior going out as Player of the Game, a state champion. How'd you get it done tonight?
It was really a team effort. You know, we all play together. We all play hard together. So, like, it's just a team effort, and we just all play hard.
You played hard, and we saw that on that last drive. You got shaken up a little bit. You got to be tired. Defense was out there all game because your offense kept getting off the field.
Yeah, I fell on my back, hurt my back a little bit, but I'm good, though. It's all good, you know.
What does this state championship mean to the community? They have longed for this for so long.
I mean, back in the day, like, ever since I've been in high school, all I hear is about the 90s, the 90s, the 90s. And it was just time for us to bring it back, like, just bring the tradition back, or at least going to the finals and winning, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know what I'm saying, yeah.
Coach told us this week that Ryan Glover sent y'all a video about how they only had 4 losses, but they never made it to the title game in all of 4 years. Did that hype you guys up at all, that all these guys that had come before you were rooting for you as your brothers?
Yes, ma'am. It's just a process, you know. You say you got to stay focused, though. So can't get too hyped, but you stay focused.
Can't get too hype. I love it. I love how you were already out there celebrating. But what's next for you? Where can we find you after this?
I'm still deciding on where to go to college. I got a couple offers. I'm just putting it in God's hands, and He's gonna work it out for me.
Absolutely. Well, we have definite faith that whatever you do, you are going to succeed on or off the field. Congratulations again for being our Player of the Game and a state champion.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Matt, Wayne?
You know, he said, you know, you can't hype it up too much. Well, now you can. You can go hype it up all you want. There's no more games to get ready for. You're the state champions.
Blow the horn, Thomas County. You deserve this win. You finally got back in off the board. As he said, the 90s are over. 2023, Thomas County Central are the state champs.
Loved what we saw from the Yellow Jackets tonight. They lit it up on defense. They had the offense to carry them through as well. Big play offense. They were scoring so fast. Their defense spent a lot of time on the field here tonight, but they were up to the challenge. What a performance by the Yellow Jackets as they swarm and they sting and they beat the War Eagles 49-28 to win their first state title since 1997. And now for my partner, Wayne Gandy, Nikki Noto-Palmer, John Nelson, Hannah Gooden, our producer, Glenn Diamond, our director, A.J. Keene, our executive VP of Sports, Kevin Gerke, who's all going to give us double pay tonight. Just trying, folks. I'm just trying. So long from the bins. We got 4 more games later today. Congratulations to the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets. They are back.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Riding down the road and you're doing just fine when a car in front of you crosses over the line. They're in your space, not looking at your face. Distracted drivers all over the place. Say, we will buckle up. Sing it. Say, we will buckle up.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
Our #1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an Oxy or Perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
At TELUS Science Museum, the magic of discovery is larger than life. With tons of interactive exhibits and stunning visuals, come experience the magic of TELUS.
4200. You're a go for landing, over.
I think, yeah. I don't know about the TV, but the burgers are ready. Yeah.
Ooh, burgers,
All right.
burgers. I want a burger.
All right, I'll line up.